Dungeons and Dragons. I will be your dungeon master as Pele chokes on some food.
It was a seed from the pepper. It's so spicy.
Muy caliente. Hey, I thought Pele liked hot stuff.
Pele and Megan both.
Getting into character.
Just not by surprise.
Not surprised. In a different way, I guess. And I was just like,
Not when it ninjas here. No one likes that.
It's like snorting crushed pepper. Alright, so last we left our adventuring party, you guys finished up with the bowels of the tunnels after defeating the giant dragon spider and capturing who Kaz thought was his father for a moment, an ugly humanoid, after bringing him back to the surface and dropping him off with Lady Payne's interrogators and waiting for a brief audience with her. You guys got your information that you had so desperately wanted, probably answering some of your questions, if not creating some more, as normally the case. Afterwards, Lady of Pain was informed during your brief interaction that an individual on the council had betrayed the city, which she took swift action and destroyed that individual in front of you all. After doing that, you guys headed back to the ship, finding out that the ship was getting ready for war preparations and possibly getting underway in the next day or so. You guys chose to disembark and go into town, finding a rather nice inn that Silas had been going to for a while now, and set up in this tavern/inn. While you were there, you had food, drink, and I think Swage, Silas, and Kaz, right? I think you all noticed the elderly man who came in to the bar. After a few moments, a brief skirmish of words broke out, and the old man and this Githyanki went outside. After a few more words were exchanged, a duel had been enacted, and the wizard completely and utterly destroyed the Githyanki in the middle of the square. And then walked right back in as if nothing had happened, grabbed a few more drinks. Later on in the evening, you found him sitting next to Issa? Yeah. Sitting next to Issei, eating his food and drinking his drink before he introduced himself as the famous Wizard Fist. And that is his name. First name Wizard, last name Fist. And that is where we left off with your interaction with Wizard Fist. So what brings you all fine adventurers here to this lovely, lovely part of the existential universe? I think that's what I'm going to call it. Yeah.
We ran through a gate. Yeah, we ran through a gate.
Gate? Did it have metal bars? That's how I normally perceive gates.
It was like big and cloudy and sparkly.
Early stars.
Yeah. Like a big hole.
Was it a fisted portal?
No.
No?
I feel like only you can create those.
It's probably true.
Can you create a portal to another dimension?
On occasion, I can rip through by fisting a hole in the fabric of time and space.
I feel like
kind of gappening the wide between the in-between, if you know what I mean.
I feel like
those aren't gates.
A few
those
days
are gates.
ago, I wanted
Gates,
to have
yes,
this
gates.
now.
Yes.
I feel like the word rip, the word rip and the word
I'm
fisting
so glad someone caught that.
probably shouldn't go together too well. What did you say?
Pele wouldn't have known a few days ago, but since reading that book, she knows now.
Her education is complete.
Yes, my young Padawan.
Maybe if you took some time to prepare before you ripped the hole in the
why
universe.
suddenly, you must have a ritual I mean, there's lots of things that you need to make sure you have. Incense, dusts, liquids. I mean, there's just all sorts of things.
Gotta
you gotta have.
clean up beforehand.
Well, no, you clean up after. Definitely
both.
after.
Both.
I mean, it's just
It depends. So
the visceral ooze that can come out of some of these portals is just.
I guess whoever's opening the portal doesn't really have to clean up beforehand, but
If you're
whatever's
doing
getting
it
the
solo,
portal
you know.
opened into it should probably clean up some.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you're
sometimes
doing
it's
it solo, you
difficult to
don't
do
really
solo.
need to
I mean,
worry about
sometimes
cleanup.
it's nice to have someone there to kind of, guide your destination, so to say.
God.
So why are you
Like a
sitting
priest.
with us?
No, we're too old for that.
Not that kind of priest.
You're not that kind of priest. Let's scooch a little bit. Let's scooch a bit away.
Mr. Fist, why are you
No, please, by all means, call me wizard.
okay. Mr.
Mr. Wizard?
Yes,
Sounds so familiar. I've heard that name.
I'm
Right.
quite famous.
Why are you sitting with us?
Well, you seem like the most interesting lot that was here.
We probably are.
Yeah, that's fair.
To be fair.
I mean, those good Yankees were
fair.
total
To be
total
fair.
noobs.
What?
Yeah, they were total noobs. Not to be confused with boobs.
I
Never
wasn't.
been You'll never be confused that way.
Oh, good. The boobs are very interesting creatures.
I think you said booze.
Why would I call them booze? I'm not gonna drink them. That's kind of dark and twisted, actually.
So there's like a slang for ghosts.
They're now deceased.
Your
that's
booze
why.
don't scare me. I know most of you aren't ghosts.
Mr. Wizard, what brings you to the astral plane?
Oh, is that what this
Sigil.
place is? Oh. It wasn't my intention, that's for sure.
Have you been here?
You seem like a person who belongs in the city run by Lady of Pain.
Lady Bane? Ooh. I've heard stories of her. Is she intimidating as everyone says?
She can be.
Interesting. Interesting. Powerful?
She fisted out somebody's heart right in front of us.
Well said.
With her fist?
With her fingers.
Oh, she fingered him. That's just as bad.
She had to stretch out the whole thing.
Yeah, it can be if you don't know what you're doing.
You gotta go in there. Then makes sense when you're pulling hard out.
But it's not all
It's all
about.
about technique. It really is about
It is,
technique.
but it's not all about the.
Sorry for eating your meal. I will get you some more. Ma'am, can this fine gentleman get some more of what was it again? No, whatever. Just get him 2 of everything.
The wings. It's always the wings.
Yeah, I would have preferred breast myself, but wings it is. There's a lot more meat on breasts.
Started a lot earlier than we did last time. See, last time it took a while to get.
Nope.
Getting started right off.
No. We literally have just
Got
been
It's
making some jokes with Wizard Fist over here.
Yes.
Mr. Wizard.
Mr. Fist.
Mr. Wizard Fist?
Don't
So-
be so formal.
So what plane are you originally from, Mr.
Oh, a
Wizard?
little bit of here, a little bit of there, just about anywhere, actually.
Okay.
I don't really like to stay around in one place too long.
You got enemies?
I mean, I do. When you're a competent wizard such as my fist, you definitely make a lot of enemies. But no. Not so much running from things. More like just exploring, finding out what's out there. And it's always fun to just happenstance here when you walk through a, artificially made portal that came out of nowhere for no apparent reason. You meet some old lady at a big tree, and she's like, "Arr!"
Ah, you met Baba.
Oh, is that what her name was?
Yes.
She didn't seem too happy.
You didn't ask her name?
No, she was kind of upset. She was like, "Why is there a giant fist in my house?" I don't know.
Well, if you're not expecting the fist, it is a shock.
I guess so. But what brings you all here?
business that has been completed.
Yep.
Oh.
About to leave.
Leave? Where are you guys going?
Back home to the tri-material plant.
Oh,
That's where we're from? I gotta remember that in case we ever get split up. That's important. Prime material plane. Okay. I've never been anywhere else before.
that's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. I've only been to the Fae, the Underdark, one of the levels of Hell, and
Hopefully
Yeah.
never forget one.
oh, and of course the Prime. But what did you call it again?
Tri-material plant.
Yes, that fisting place.
Have you been to Cosmos?
I have not been to Cosmos. Where is that located?
On the tri-material plant.
Oh,
That's our private material plane. There are apparently multiple.
Yeah.
there's multiple.
Yes, just like there's multiple places in the Feywild.
You know, I once knew a wizard who actually talked about things like that. Thought he was crazy.
How old are you?
Probably was.
Well, probably a lot older than a lot of you.
That's fair.
I'm only 150 years spry. I think that's pretty good, actually.
So how old are you?
Sauce? 20 something? 24. So mid 20s.
I think she says you look a lot older than you actually are there, my good sir.
It's a rough life sometimes living on the streets, growing up in the mountains.
So
I understand that plight myself. I came from a noble family, then from riches to rags,
If I know-
traveled the world, learning things, seeing things, experiencing things.
Did you find out about the fisting before or after you got kicked out?
Kicked out where?
Well, you said rags to riches, so I assume they kicked you, your family.
No, I left them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They wanted me to be a knight. Can you believe that? A knight?
They don't nearly get to fist as often. as you
Exactly, sir. Magic is superior in every single form of fashion.
For wizard magic, you have to learn that from books, right?
You know,
Did you go to school for
actually,
this?
yes and no. So, my studies carried 50-50. So I did learn in a wizard school, but they said I had no talent for it, which was poppycock. I'm not gonna lie. Okay? So then, I left the school because I was like, what? No. Me? I know I have magic. And I left, and then I traveled the world, found some of these crazy people that meditated and said, they called themselves monks or something like that. Anyways, I found out they have magic too. So I learned a little bit of their magic and how it worked. Then, from there, went down, found some sorcerers. Sorcerers, they have it in their blood. Can you believe that? So I tried this drinking blood thing. It did not work at all. It's disgusting.
Never does.
Ugh.
Did they give you
The
their
iron
blood
taste that I
willingly?
just kept having.
I'm gonna kind of like scoot myself between him and Pele a little
You
bit.
gotta put it directly in. You can't just
That's what I'm saying. Like, it still didn't even work. The blood transfusions were not the same. They did give me a nice trip, though. If you want to go down a happy lane, that's the way to go.
Murdering people?
No, blood transfusions, dear boy. What,
After
did you
murdering
not
people?
hear
Did
what I
they
just
give you
said?
their blood?
I don't
Yes.
walk down trails bopping.
There was a sorcerer there who was working on some type of scientific thing and blah 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 blah. Anyways, he sat there and said this was gonna be the perfect way for him to prove his experiment. Anyways, it didn't work. So I left him, and I've just been traveling ever since, finding out how different people did different things. And after about 50 or so years, I finally was able to create my first spell.
Took you
Magic
50 years?
fist. But it's not like something that you can create overnight, boy.
I've never created a spell.
Yeah, see? And you've been doing magic for how long?
Long time.
Exactly. Because she's a sorcerer, and it's in her blood.
How do you know I'm a sorcerer?
I can smell it.
Can you cast other spells besides spells that you have created yourself?
That's the one who is.
No. And that is why I am the most renowned wizard that you will ever find.
I have never heard of you until now.
That is Poppycock. Everyone has heard of Wizard
You had
Fist.
to introduce yourself.
This gentleman right here knew of me,
Then you're telling us your whole story.
And that guy picked a fight with you, and
and he found out who I was right then and there.
but you're renowned. Shouldn't you already known?
I mean, you know, some people just like to cause problems.
That's fair. I do.
Exactly.
Bob,
To make a
how old are
name
you?
for themselves.
How old are you?
I'm like 23.
Yes.
You say how old are you?
12.
Actually, he's not that far off.
I'm a very good judge
14.
of character.
You say it's 14.
What species does he say?
What?
What species?
Wait, how
That
old?
is very,
Oh,
very,
Yeah.
very.
Like what are you
Yeah,
human or
that's
elf?
right.
What race?
He
She stopped
appears
mid-sentence.
human.
I
Here's
started
the-
asking everybody I come across how old I look, so I can figure out.
I'm just trying to judge what kind of 14-year-old that is.
He does not look 14. Like you probably don't need to ask for his
Okay.
ID.
Okay.
14-year-old.
Cass, how old are you again?
Let me check. Hold on.
An old man.
So before I aged, me and aged magically. Me and Silas were the same age.
Oh, I can fix that.
You can fix that. I mean,
It's not broken.
But she's older.
I'm 30.
We have a completely different
you're
experience.
30.
Yeah.
You know,
It's-
Mr.
It's the
Wizard.
advantage of us being individuals. We've
It's
had
just,
different
it's just a
experiences.
time fist spell. It's okay.
Nope, it's cool.
No.
You know what, Mr. Wizard, I would actually appreciate if you never fist me.
Or me.
She doesn't
Don't
need
ever
a
fist
gape
me
in her
either.
age.
You know what they say. Once
What?
you've been
You
fisted.
don't need a gape in your age.
I just
Once you have the wizard fist, you never want to go back.
Who,
That's,
You
who
never
says
can go
who
back.
says that? Who says that?
I mean, everybody.
Who's everybody?
Everyone that's ever met me.
I've never heard that before.
Well, now you have. And now you've met me.
I'm never gonna repeat that ever.
You're going to repeat that.
I dropped my chocolate.
I don't believe you.
5-second rule.
God.
Sean's package.
Even better.
Jesus.
So, did you have
This
a purpose?
alcohol is really good.
Did you have a purpose here, Mr. Wizard?
No, I'm just passing through, seeing what's going on. I did see a nice gold dragon flying around out there.
God, I know. Right? What do you mean you know?
Is he a friend of yours?
I don't even remember where I got this armor from. And I'm worried that it's his friends. I don't know. I have no clue.
You know, dragons are actually very territorial about their hoard.
I haven't seen a dragon around.
I had to
haven't
fist
seen
one
any
to
dragon.
get some of my items back one time.
Did you like? Let me ask you a question about this.
It was a
I remember
flaming
that.
fist, if that's what you want to
I
know.
don't remember reading that in Fizzman's guide.
Did you offer to fist him and then get your treasure back?
Do
in
I look
exchange?
like a bard to you?
Or did you just fist him violently?
No, it was definitely violently. Yeah, yes. He was not too happy. I think it was a he. Needless to say, I did get my stuff back. The dragon was not too happy about it.
Let me just back up. I was about to say something stupid and stop myself.
Don't you ever do that.
Yeah.
We should go
How
fight the
fucking
dragon.
dare you?
You beat you.
You know who
We
you're
don't
talking
know-
to?
If we don't know what we're doing next, let's go fight the dragon.
I haven't seen a dragon.
There's a dragon.
There's a dragon on your shoulder right now.
I'll fight that one.
Oh, is that a dragon? That does not look like any dragon I've ever seen.
I like told you Kai in my last one. He's my child?
I didn't know you were a part dragon.
Guess you don't know everything.
It's a fairy dragon. Came out of my bag of tricks.
That's what they're calling it now?
I guess I do learn stuff every day. You, sir. Drink, please, for this gentleman right here and his bag of tricks.
I have two of them. And I have to put my
He
whole
has
hand
two
inside
bag
to
of tricks.
You've got two?
I have a gray bag and a purple bag.
They're
Two
different
bags,
colors?
I do.
two different colored sacks, I
I
swear.
can put my whole
At
hand
least
in
they're
and
not
use it.
blue.
Can be. We have paint. They can both be.
Oh yeah, I still have that animated paint.
Sorry, what?
What comes out of those sacks?
I need that. Is that
I don't,
Are they like the normal fluffy balls?
Is the paint in the
some
way?
of them are fluffy. Some
Yeah,
not
so
so.
they're tall.
Some are scaly.
Chalk.
Some have like leaves on the outside.
You might want to get
I
that
don't
looked
know- I
at.
don't know what those are gonna do yet. I killed one. That one's not coming back.
You smash the balls?
No, it was a pixie. I killed it. Well, I didn't kill it. She killed it.
What?
Was that last session or the session before?
That was the session before.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, I'm going to go get another round. Who would like some? It's on me, of course.
I'll take one.
Yep.
Excellent.
Having the honey mead.
Honeymead.
I like the red stuff. Whatever the red stuff.
The red stuff. Excellent. The Kool-Aid man.
What's Kool-Aid?
It's, oh yeah, delicious.
Yeah. Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. And you, sir?
I had the honey meat.
Honeymead. Are you sure?
That's what I've been drinking.
You sure you don't want anything stronger?
I mean, I drink a lot of this.
The Dwarven Fire Mead is actually really good.
Okay, I'll try that.
Excellent. I'll see if they have it. And he turns around and he walks off. While he's gone, you guys can RP real quick. Let me let this fussy puppy outdoors.
Oh boy.
So did I miss anything with Ember?
No, nothing yet. Just basically found out that the possibility of whoever's working with Ember is an elder evil.
But apparently we don't have to stop one
Yeah.
more.
Sounds like the kind of thing he was being manipulated by.
I mean, he could just be a dick.
Well, dicks are easier to brainwash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
Not wrong. Talk to the Fae here. He knows how to trick people. He knows who's easiest to trick.
And when you're vulnerable and alone and angry, that makes it easy to be persuaded. And then live a life of just being brainwashed, probably. I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm giving him a little bit of the benefit of the
Well, I still want to beat him up a little bit.
You can be
Oh,
a
yeah,
boomerang.
absolutely.
He still needs to die.
I want my boomerang back.
I want my boomerang.
I made that boomerang!
I took a boomerang to the beach like last week. And it was like one of those. This is not good. And it was one of those. I think Orion wanted off like an arcade wall with tickets. It was like 50 tickets. It was like a piece of shitty balsa wood. It's not even like curved. It was just like flat.
Uh-huh.
We tossed it around at the beach a few times, and we almost hit so many people with it. There's like no control where that thing was going. Trying to catch it was a fucking nightmare. Just like splinters
Were you throwing it like this or like this?
all the ways. I watched
Yeah.
YouTube videos
Oh,
and looked
tutorials.
tutorials.
And you're like, what does it
Was
do
it-
what it did with Aether?
Was it the
Yeah.
kind that's kind of shaped like a swastika almost?
No.
With like the three, you know
It's
what I
just
mean? Like a ninja star
iconic
kind of.
boomerang shape.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
there was like no airfoil, so it was just flat wood.
I thought you were talking about like the ones that are shaped kind of like they have like the three tines that come off and then they're like curved at the end, like almost like a ninja star.
Yeah.
You know?
Alright. After a few moments, Wizard Fist come back with a tray of drinks and starts handing them out. And he sits back down and starts drinking around with you.
I drink very lightly.
I really want to. Also, don't give him any of your blood.
Why would I give him my blood?
You didn't hear any of that story he just told?
I did, but I'm not gonna give him yet.
I just want to make sure.
I'm not gonna give him any of my blood.
Weird.
Haley sniffs her drink, puts her finger in it, swirls it around, tests it.
Did you know all this changed color?
I just drink mine. I don't even check it.
Check it. Like this man could have drugged our drink.
Can you use prestidigitation to be like, no, officer, it's just water? You can do
Yeah.
3 effects. Take away the color, take away the smell. It's just water.
Turn whiskey into water. Call me the new
I
Messiah.
don't know where in the fantasy world to go where there are officers talking.
Imagine how fast you can get like wasted if you could take away. You said you could do 3, right?
Yeah.
So you take away the taste and the smell, and you just like.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't even get it. You
Yeah.
just drink it like water.
Yeah.
Oh my
Whoops, alcohol
god.
poisoning.
That's what the cleric
That's how
is
you
for.
That'd be a good way to like take out a bunch of guys if you ever had to. Like, hey, come drink with us.
Alright, let's not convince the fighter to pick up magic spells.
All you need is one spell. Create water.
It's been argued that I already know a spell. I disagree.
Just create water inside somebody's body.
I just move fourth dimensionally over there. It's not magic. It doesn't. It's just extra dimensional.
Yeah, lungs count as an open container, right?
Just make it have to
Do
pee
you know how
really
many
bad.
sphincters there are?
I mean, so what, it's create
Luckily for me, I
food
picked
and
up
water,
control
right? And then
sphincters.
there's another one that's destroy.
Oh yeah.
What's the other one? Destroy. Is it destroy?
Just create and destroy water is the same spell.
Power word.
Creating- Yeah.
Power
So then-
word poop.
I mean, considering blood's mostly like water, right? It's
I've seen a
comprised
bunch of arguments and forums on the internet about
Yeah.
how you can, arguing rules is written about using create water to either drown somebody or destroy water to desiccate them. But
I always have the same answer. Do I get to do it? As a
yeah,
GM?
exactly.
If I get to do it, we'll rock this all day long.
Mhm.
What? No. Yeah. I'll solve that argument real quick.
All right. How long do you guys want to stay drinking and eating?
Get to bed early.
I mean, as it is, Wizard Fist has been paying for the drink, or at least you think he's been paying for the drinks. You haven't seen any money get exchanged, but the drinks keep coming.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll keep going.
Yeah, same.
We don't have anything to do for 2 days till we get to leave, so.
All right.
I did. I excuse
That's
myself
party.
Like it.
Okay.
10-ish or so. I'll stay for a little while, but
Okay.
I have errands
after-
to run tomorrow.
After about an hour or two of drinking, you can visibly see Wizard Fist. He's done pretty good holding his liquor up until now. He's starting to slur his words a lot more and kind of like sway. You can see his cheeks are kind of flushed. As he hasn't really attuned to the weird space here and how thoughts kind of control things in the astral. As it is his first time being here. So, you said you're from the material planes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said there's multiple planes. That's just fisting weird. But have you heard the stories that have been floating across the different places? Places I've been and seen and drank and fisted? I think that's right. Yeah.
Fisting across the multiverse. That should be the title of your book.
That sounds like a scoundrel idea. I like it. I just need to hire a writer. And a bard. Anyone know a good bard?
Used to know one.
Used to
Probably
know.
gonna get the Disney writing a book about fisting.
Anyways, so as I was saying about what's been going on, apparently there's some nefariousness and stuff going on in a certain area by a certain evil entities. That I've been told have broken one of the seals. Yeah, that's what I said.
Are you talking about the Elder Eagles?
Okay, we need a code word.
This ball. We don't say the name.
What name?
The name that she said. Valdez, cut it out. Valdez.
Hysterical.
You were doing stuff.
Not stuff.
Slut shaming.
Congratulations.
Anyways.
I have 10 pages of notes for this.
Yes. Them. Somebody fisted a seal.
What?
They broke it.
I don't think that's. Do you know who was released?
Is that the correct terminology?
I don't. All I know is that darkness has covered the area, and nobody has gotten any word from that place.
What place?
The place where they showed up.
What's the place called?
I don't remember. I told you, I'm 150 years old. I don't remember everything.
And do you know how long ago it happened?
What day is today?
Tuesday.
As you see him kind of like doing things with his hands, and then he stops and he looks at you and goes, Thursday, 2 weeks ago. Give or take a day. I was in transition. I had popped into this place, and then there was smoke and darkness, and then somebody went, ah! And I went, nope, not today, and I left. And then when I ended up in the tavern of this other place, they kind of told me what had happened, and I said, yep, I'm moving on. I don't get paid for adventuring. I only get paid for stuff that I accidentally do.
I mean, we get paid for adventuring most of the time. Like 99% of the time, we get paid. Find money on dead guys.
Right, because you guys are adventurers. I'm not.
I mean, anybody can be an adventurer. It's not like an official title.
Dude, you guys have cards.
I don't have a card.
You guys don't
What's
have a
a
card?
card?
You didn't register
Oh,
with a
Swage. Swage has a card.
Oh, a card.
Mine's just for books.
See, he's carded. He's got a card.
He's a card carrying book member.
Yep.
In all honesty, we just came back to life like a month, maybe 2 months ago. And we lost a lot of our memories before, right before we died, so.
Well, that's interesting.
Can you fist those back into my brain?
Please don't.
Man, I missed a lot of things.
Memory fist.
I do have one memory fisting spell.
You seem to be able to fist everything except for the one thing we always end up needing.
What's
Fist the most. Anything. Can you fist us the portal back to Earth that'll take all of us home?
Not all of you.
See? Look at that. Look at that.
It just means I have to cast it twice.
There's
Give us the side thing.
there's 6 of us.
Right. I can only fist you 5.
Oh, what is this?
Double fist. I've only done that once.
Never again.
I will not be held accountable for the circumstances of your body
God.
afterwards.
Oh, it's like
They say aftercare is a thing.
Well, at least they say that.
I don't know
That's
who.
good. Yes, but could you clap?
that might be why you don't have any repeat customers if you don't understand aftercare.
Who, me or him?
You.
No, I do. That's what I said. They say.
So confused.
While all this is going on, I need to send 2 messages using sending.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be to Vern Gutbringer, the chieftain of the Red Ogres. I already wrote this down and counted its exact name.
You came prepared.
I did. Well, I was doing it the whole time. That's why I've been not really. So all children but one should be on their way home. Jakai has chosen to stay and train to become chieftain someday. Have they come back?
You gotta
Oh,
roll.
I have to roll because it's on a different plane. 5% chance that it's not going to go through. 83.
83. So it does go through. After a few moments, you hear, yes, all the children have returned. Jakai passed word through another saying he was staying.
he spells that, so I can't answer him. Well, I could, but I need to talk to. Actually, maybe I don't need to talk to us for the now. So, Vern says all the children are back.
That is fast.
Well, she said she already delivered them. The only one that stayed behind was Jakai.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And I mean, I don't have to really worry too much about Essador except just
I was just
check on
going to
him.
ask him if he still had the kids, but apparently he doesn't, so I'll
Yeah.
save that spell for something else.
Don't need to.
Then oh. No, we can wait until we're back. The pressure of just getting back feels like it hasn't changed because of this new information. Because I need to talk to Bahamut and see what he knows. If he knows that the seal is broken. If he doesn't know the seal is broken, what do we call Xerxes?
Nerd.
Nerd. I'm gonna call him a nerd.
Nice.
You're gonna call Bahamut nerd.
Yep.
Do it here where he can't hear you.
Nerd. Your dad's a nerd.
I'll call him a nerd. I don't care if he hears me. I like the little one though.
This guy's great.
He's okay so far.
You can pet him on my lap.
Even if you did scare me.
Why is he scared?
You don't remember?
No, what happened?
Yeah, he scared the shit out of me last time. He snuck up behind me and
Oh,
made
yeah.
noise and
That was really funny.
thanks.
Well, Wizard Fist, thanks for all the drinks.
No, it was my pleasure. I hope you all have a fair and uneventful evening, and I hope you get back to wherever it is you're going and enjoy your adventures. I shall enjoy traveling the multiverse.
Maybe we'll see you around.
I highly doubt it,
Oh boy.
but if we do, may the fist forever be with you.
Well, I hope not. I sure hope not.
Don't sneak up behind us. Just announce yourself. Sure.
Yeah. Loudly.
Well, I will give you one parting gift.
Oh no.
As I
Kaz wants it.
Watch your back.
as he sits there and he looks at you all, he goes, if you're ever in Thanos, please come and see me at my glorious fighting ring.
Theranos?
Thanos.
Theranos? Sounds like some nose medication.
I think you'll be able to find it. It's not too out of the way. If you jump planes. And it sounds like you guys can. So, there you go. As he stands up and he kind of stumbles away, bumping into a couple of patrons that were at different tables. Some of them kind of hunched over. Looks like they're passed out drunk. Are you guys paying attention to him as he's kind of going away, or are you guys kind of just going back to what you're doing?
Just kind of, yes. If he stumbles into things, yeah, I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
him just.
Make a perception check.
Anybody who's watching?
Oh, ow, that's what. Oh. Look at that. 22.
22.
24.
21.
21. Anybody else?
They're all staring at the fist.
Oh, it's
and
a
then
23.
fleeing at
That's better
I
than
think
I
I do
expected.
stuff.
Yeah, don't let him sneak up on you.
After a few moments, you start to see Wizard Fist as he's bumping into people. Pockets are getting lighter as you can see gold kind of being pulled out magically from various different places and creating a little small change pile in his hand. As he walks up to the counter, excuse me, ma'am, here's the money. And he drops it on the counter and then proceeds to walk out the door.
I didn't see anything.
Got free drinks.
I mean, I'm like, is there any more gold in that pile? If not, I don't care. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, even
We
if a
got
little bit
enough gold.
was, like, yeah.
Oh my god. Mine's in another dimension.
Guilty by
So, like,
association.
not my problem.
Silas already went to bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess it's time to go to bed. We already got rooms, right?
Yeah.
We have 1.5 more days here.
It would be one more day now after we go to bed, right? It was only 2 days before. So this would be the,
No,
the
she
first
just said
day.
she would contact you when the portal's ready.
Oh, okay. So who knows?
She said in the next day or so, but
Yeah.
she did say when it was.
But this would be the end of the first day.
Yeah. We'll give her 1 full day, and if we don't hear from her, we'll just go to Baba. Say peace.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to bed.
On our way out, I'll leave. I'll smack 10 gold on the counter and announce like drinks for the room. Just like clear my conscience of being guilty by fist association.
Guilty.
Guilty by fist.
Being fist adjacent.
You've been guilt fisted.
That's how I picked our pockets.
He's been guilt fisted.
He knows what he's doing.
As some of the patrons are like, yeah, as the waitress is like, oh, and she starts pouring like the cheapest shit she can get to pass it out.
Keep the rest for yourself.
As most of the patrons are already drunk. All right, and you all go to bed.
Yep.
All right. As you go to sleep, some of you intoxicated, some of you not. Swage. As you slumber, you are abruptly woken up by child's laughter.
That's the worst way.
That's fucking creepy, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Please do.
Yell for Cavs, he'll save you.
Am I like dream state alert or am I like awakened? I guess it's the same thing here, probably.
All you hear is 1, 2, buckle my shoes. Oh, I'm joking. No. After you hear the laughter and what sounds like running down the hallway, you awaken. You're in your room. The door to your room though is open. The color in the room is a little bit darker than normal. Even with a small lantern that's lit, it only lights up a portion of the room. Pretty much only the portion that you're looking at. And when you start to look around, you see that it doesn't change, but as you kind of look off to the side, you can see what looks to be like something in the shadows that kind of is there. And when you look back, it's not.
In the hallway, like outside of the room.
No, just anywhere that there's shadow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
out
like
of my eye.
peripherally you can see something there, but when you go to focus on it, it's not.
Oh, I should have asked Gond what your name is, but you can stop messing around and just be straight with me. And I know I forgot our promise, but I cannot deal with this anymore. I'm so tired.
As you hear more running and what sounds like running down the stairs.
I'm in my nightgown. I don't have my armor on. Okay. I will follow.
Okay. As you walk out of the room, the color of dark shades kind of are still there, but the hallway as you're walking is kind of shrouded in this circular darkness as you're going through, and it kind of almost thunes as you continue to walk. As you get to the stairs and start to go down, about halfway down you realize there's nothing down there except a great expanse of the astral. After a few more moments of walking, thinking that you're going downstairs, you're no longer on stairs, you're on little platforms of earth descending into this abyss. You get to a sullenly singular rock. As you get there, surrounded by darkness, after a few moments you see a red light kind of just thune off to the side. And what you see before you is what looks to be like an ancient giant that has a clear chest cavity. You can see inside of it, and it has like this red pulsating light that's coming from the center of it. It does have legs, but it's just got this shadowy arms and cloak that kind of surround and bellow around it, as it looks like it's sitting on nothing. It does have facial features, and you can see the little girl inside this clear dome of some sort inside of this thing.
Like inside the clear chest cavity, I see the girl. Oh, interesting.
With the light, it's kind of just pulsating.
And you said it's like a giant.
Yeah, oh, it's definitely, yeah, like a giant.
Okay. And I'm on somewhat solid ground, or just like a little floating piece of rock. Or...
No, you're on probably a rock that's about the size of this room. Yeah, I mean, so you have room.
Okay. I guess just being in awe of the sheer size of this thing and the confusion about what's happening in the chest cavity, I'll just take a knee and just like show deference and just wait for something.
Okay. After a few moments, you feel the rock kind of move as it gets closer. Now you're at eye level with this clear cavity. You can see the little girl, but her appearance starts to change. She's no longer a little girl. She's a teenager. Then she's a young woman. Then she's an older woman, probably in her 40s or 50s, appearance-wise, as she looks at you. Well, took you long enough to get here.
You know, I've been trying to remember.
Yes.
Not so much recently, but in the beginning I tried.
Well, I was surprised that you asked Gon for help. Did it trigger anything?
Don't think so. But it made me feel less afraid of you.
I was never to be afraid of.
Little kids freak me out.
Well,
My son sometimes will just wake me up, and I'll like. He won't say much. He'll just like I just feel like his presence, and he'll just be like, is it just face to face with me?
And
Like
he's just standing there?
Yeah, just standing there silently.
that's pretty scary. As she looks at you, yes, but to not explode your mind, I had to show up as something to make sure the bond was still there. It had been a couple of years since you made that promise, and then you end up dying on me before you fulfilled said promise.
Yeah, you weren't involved in that, the death
Not in the death.
or the resurrection.
We have rules, things we can say and what we can't. Let's say someone owed me a favor, and I called that favor, and we'll leave it at that.
Seems like a favor well spent. Thank you.
Well, in your mortal perspective, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Now, as for the promise, you did bring a group of individuals that you thought were trustworthy together.
Oh, this was the promise.
She kind of just stares at you for a moment. You already knew that.
Oh, I do now.
Maybe consciously, yes, now you know. Unconsciously, you already knew.
I can feel that.
You coming back here was a sign that you started to remember things.
Back here to the astral plane or to Sigil specifically? I don't think I've been here before.
No, to the astral. Unfortunately, it does not mean that your task ahead of you is any easier. And there will
It's
be a
hardly
lot,
ever been easy, so.
and there will be a lot more demanded of you.
I'm for the task. As long as I know what my job is, I can do it. I struggle when I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Your job is already what you know. To stop the Elder Evils from coming into being. Or at least stop them from summoning who should not be named.
Who is that? Somebody above the Elder Evils?
Let's say he's an acquaintance of mine.
Worse than Elder Evils.
Yes. Kind of like myself. Although I'm not at full power and I can't stop him.
What do I call you?
I am Sa.
Say sigh.
S-A-H.
I say H, right?
Yep.
Sa.
Sa.
Are you Sa? Or are you Sa?
Well, this is my true form.
Which one?
She kind of points around her.
That makes sense.
But I can't use this state right now, as I'm using it to shield and protect certain things. Unfortunately, one of those things I was protecting has broken.
This is one of your equals that has broken the seals, or the Elder Evils themselves have broken out?
Somebody who I believe is a brother of one of your companions helped a group of cultists break one of the seals. Yes.
Cult of Absolution?
Yes.
Took care of some of them.
And yes,
Maybe
but
that
not,
Elder
not
Evil.
all of them. They are scattered across the globe. They are fanatical.
I still have one of their heads in my backpack.
That's not creepy at all.
It's really gross.
But moving forward, that is your task. And just know that if you fail and he is brought back, I will stand with you, but it does not look promising.
You will stand with us if they come back.
If he comes
If he
back.
comes back.
Yes.
You
As
shall
I
be-
am not from your plane, I can interfere. Kind of.
Well, what can you do for me now?
As she
Listen, I
thinks-
was already on the path to taking these Elder Evils out. You don't need to force me to do that. I was going to do that anyway. It's kind of comforting to know that you wanted me to do what I was already going to do. So
Exactly.
don't feel like you need to help me, but if you could, you've been here the whole time. I'm
Right,
if you
I've
give me
been
anything
waiting
good
for you to
do.
call me.
Damn it. It's so distracting. Okay, I'm here now. What you got for me?
Say my name. Atreyu. As she sits there and she looks at you. She reaches out her hand. As she does, you see the bronze spark leave your side and slowly float up to her as she grabs hold of it.
Be careful with it. It's kept me safe for a very long time.
I know. Trying to find the damn card. Didn't we pull it up last week?
Yeah, I actually have it up on my phone. I'll put it back in the loop channel.
What are you looking for?
My
Was it
Warhammer.
was it in the loot channel to begin with?
The dog
Probably.
spark right there?
Yeah, that.
You want me to hit the.
Yeah, if you just put that in the loop too. This is the I just posted the original one that I think you had taken some of the properties off of.
Yeah.
That's whatever was linked to on the loot page.
And one of the things that you don't have is you don't have the Azra of Dawn, the Aura of Dawn, right?
Or Dawn, yeah, I don't have that.
Alright. Alright, she'll infuse it with the aura of Saha, which will give you 15 foot, and you have advantage on all fear and charm effects. And that's for you and any of your allies within 15 feet of you.
That's just like an always active aura. Like when I have it attuned, it's like always active, or I have to
No, you have to actually activate it. Yep, and you can only activate it once per day.
for like a minute or something. For how long?
10 minutes.
Okay, sweet.
As she sends the Dawn Spark back to you. You notice that now it doesn't just look like the hammer that it once was. It actually has. Where the fuck did my thing go? Dogs! Where the lightning crystal is that's in the center there. Now it actually looks like a bunch of like stars floating around
Nice.
a nebula,
I like that.
a nebula around the lightning.
Cool. Wade will like kind of just roll it over and test the balance and just kind of stare at the turning colors.
And it was, what did I say? It was a +2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get the 1d4 lightning.
Yeah, I have it. Right now it's a choice of 1d4 lightning or 1d4 thunder.
Oh, and it'll do 1d4 psychic damage.
So is it 2d4 total or?
Yeah, so it'll be 2d4. One of them will be lightning and the other one's psychic.
Okay.
I mean, you are already astral. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to update that in a minute. But
After you get the hammer, you kind of swing it around. After a few moments, you realize that you're in your room swinging this hammer in the middle of the room. And all you can hear is, good luck. As everything kind of just goes back to normal.
shit, this is cool. All right, so it's like the middle of the night still. You go back to sleep.
It's about maybe a couple hours before morning. I don't know if you were sharing a room with anyone, but
No, just a loner room. But I'll probably try to get a few more hours of sleep in and just put the hammer in the bed next to me.
okay.
Just kind of stare at the colors as I fall asleep.
Okay. Alright. Alright. After everyone has a full rest, you've all leveled up to level 11. Congratulations.
Oh.
Very limited.
This was not fruitful. Excellent. Once more.
Yep. It is the next morning. You hear footsteps out in the hallways. You can hear maids kind of going in and out of rooms. And you don't smell any food coming up from the floors or anything like that. But you can kind of hear stuff being, like plates being delivered or put on tables downstairs. What would you guys like to do? Who's the next morning?
Come in and get breakfast.
Okay.
Meet everyone for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So what's our plan? We got a couple more days here, or what?
Yeah. Well, just today. If we don't hear from Lady of Pain, then we're out. Almost.
So you want to turn away her generosity?
There's only so long I can wait to go back.
But you have to think. Time barely passes. What was the ratio, like 1 to 4 or
It
something?
was like 1 and 4.
It's yeah.
Well, that's right. You got the astronaut on or whatever.
Well, I was going to go see Baba today. Do I need to tell her perhaps only the 6 of us are traveling back?
Yeah.
To find out what the pricing is on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't want to upset her either.
I actually am really curious on if there's we got those gems, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to fix it on the loot sheet, but yeah, we have some gems that we need to sell.
I don't want to sell them yet.
Let me see if I can fix them on here while we're talking.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because I want to see about if there's a place. There probably is a place here to get another tattoo. And yeah, that's all I have planned for today.
Okay.
I saw you posting about some tattoo feather thing in the loot chat. I don't know what that
I don't
was
trust
reference
that.
to.
We got that off of a blood mage.
Okay,
You're
so
talking
that
about
was
the
part
quilt,
of that
the
I mean,
loot?
it could work,
Yeah.
but it's sketch at best.
Yeah.
It does its own thing. We're not messing with it. Or
Pop one of the
something.
creatures out of my bag of tricks and tattoo them and see what happens.
A tattoo.
I was about to say, like,
Shave the pig's ass and tattoo them.
What are you doing?
sounds like
today,
it
Essay?
takes spells off of dead people. What's,
I'm
what's
finishing up.
sketchy about that?
It's real
Item
sketchy.
that I was building.
Okay.
The hell do I edit?
Yeah. Other than that, I'm all set.
My brother just walked me through it. So,
When we interact, I hand you like
did
a.
you make it?
It looks like a
Okay, so go to
like a pair of handcuffs,
go to your creation.
but the
Those are called bracelets if they're not attached.
Item.
they are technically not attached.
Click on it.
Well, they are, but kind of not. So
And then-
it's like two handcuff,
Yeah.
two handcuff shackles but the chain isn't attached, and like one handcuff shackle is a lot smaller than the other one is. The other one of them looks like it would fit around the wrist, and the other one looks like it would fit around like maybe like a hilt or hammer or something. And then I give you the set and tell you that as long as this is attached to your weapon, it'll always come back to you.
Excellent.
Don't worry about how it works, but
Don't worry, I never think about how any of this stuff works.
He's like, it's magic.
it's my kind of.
My job is to hit things. Your guys' job is to make it work.
But as soon as you, if you put it on your wrist, it lights up in like this like super bright orange glow, and essentially burns into your wrist
Okay.
to where it would probably hurt a lot if you removed it.
Okay.
And then I tell you that you can put the other one on your weapon, that you don't lose.
Okay, so I'll put the other one on frostbite. And what do I have to do to like activate it?
So
Should I
that
just
is
think about it, or
returning weapon. So returning weapon. This magic weapon, it turns into a magic weapon that grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and it returns to the wielder's hand immediately after it is used to make a ranged attack.
You don't
It
have
gives
to do
it
anything.
gives your weapon the throne of property.
cool?
That's pretty sweet. And then I have to keep track of it. There we go.
And you just completed one contract.
What?
You just completed one contract.
Yes.
Scroll blur. catches flame and it goes to your mistress.
Oh, that kind of. Like, what happened?
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry.
Nice.
No,
Probably
when you look at the
It probably
when you look
doesn't
at the
involve
bracelet,
you. Don't worry
uh,
about it.
you see a chess piece that's actually on, like engraved on the bracelet as well.
A chess piece?
Chess piece.
What chess piece?
A pawn.
Fuck. Come on.
Nice.
So I wanna try to test it out.
Not in the bar, you're not. Bartender's like, no.
hold on. So I know, like, in combat,
Thing out here, so help me.
I know in
She's
combat,
giving you that mama look.
I just want to see if I can, like, put it down on the table and walk away a bit, and see if I can get it to come back to me.
She's like, I swear to God, if you break something, she's like, I'm gonna have you in the back doing dishes.
That's fine. I promise I'll do the dishes if I break anything. But I'm just gonna like leave it sitting on the table and then walk over. Not make sure nothing's in between me and it, and then walk away a little bit. And walk away a little bit, and then see if I can get it to return.
Okay. And how far away do you go?
I don't know, like 5 or 6 feet.
Okay.
So not super far.
Okay. How do you what do you just like?
Yeah, I
put
just
your
like kind of hold my
and
hand
you're
out.
like, you're like,
towards-
come to me, Hammer.
Well, I don't say anything. I just kind of hold my
Yeah.
hand out toward it. Just kind of hold my hands out toward it. Think about it being in my hand.
Okay. And after a few seconds, you kind of feel that burning sensation again, but not as intense.
Uh-huh.
And then you can sit there and physically see the hammer kind of start to move, and then it flies to you and you catch it in your hand.
Awesome.
Do it again.
Okay, this time. Okay, I'm like, okay, get ready to catch it.
Oh, that's even better.
I'm gonna toss it. It's not like hard. I'm not gonna like wing it at him, but I'm gonna like underhand like toss it towards Bond.
No softball it.
Yeah.
How far away from Bond?
From wherever I'm standing now to wherever Bond is at.
How far away
yes,
are you,
from-
Bond?
On the
100 feet.
side of the table. Yeah. What'd you say?
100 feet.
100 feet. Ah!
Yeah, just-
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll,
okay.
and then you're gonna make a dexterity.
You're not going to be able to repose till you realize that.
That's an additional +1 to your weapon attacks.
So
If you didn't get that.
if it's already a +1, does it become a +2 then? Sweet.
And
Awesome.
that's for attack rolls and damage.
Okay, so that's 26.
Does that hit your armor class?
Yeah.
All right. So you aim it true. It's gonna hit Bond. What'd you roll to catch it?
7.
Jesus.
Oh, he catches
Now
it.
7. See, if you add 7 to my armor class, that'd be 27. So you know. That's how
No,
that
it's not a cumulative effort.
So this is your axe. As it sits there and flies, you just sit there and see it go thunk, fucking into his armor as he's like, it's already hit him. He's already moved back. He's starting to come forward, and he goes,
Great catch.
as he has this axe that's just sticking out of his armor.
Hammer.
Or hammer that's kind of like
See, you should've
indented
used
into his
bait
armor.
switch and then flip the switch.
I'm assuming you weren't throwing it to like do.
No, like I said, like a softball kind of is on
Yeah.
the hand.
And then it just kind of stops for a second, and then
It's
flies
great.
back.
Not in the face. Not in the face.
I'm gonna walk up to Issei and tell him that this is awesome.
As your hammer's flying back towards you, because he's about 10 feet away from you, from where you threw it, because you were standing on the other side of the table. One of the waitresses kind of like ducks out of the way as it flies past and catches in your hand, and she just looks at you like,
I'm gonna wink at her.
and she continues to walk. She's like, boys and their toys. I prefer that older gentleman fist. And she continued to walk.
I'm not interested in her anymore.
What I was gonna do is try and hold on to it when you set it out on the table.
That's what I was hoping. I was
See what
hoping for.
happened. Yeah.
We'll have to try that out one day. That would be a good escape plan.
Mid combat.
So,
while
Haley,
handing it,
as
that's
you
best time.
head out as they're goofing around with their toys. You kind of make a couple inquiries about a tattoo shop. You do find one that is located. Yeah. Here's my map. My map. It's located in the Low City, just outside of Gift Town. It's actually right across the street from the Rock Rat. As you get closer to it, you can see it's called the Coiled Grasp. As you head inside, you can see there's a bunch of like tribal designs that are kind of off on display on like metal tablets that are hung across the wall. On the other side, you can see what looks to be more of like elvish kind of design or writing off to your left-hand side, and you can see there's a couple of orcs that are sitting at one of the tables, kind of looking at a book of some sort, discussing to themselves about which tattoo they want to get next. As you get closer to the counter, you can see a young goblin individual who's sitting there, kind of like drawing a design that he has at the table.
Can I see the design that he's drawing?
It looks kind of rudimentary at the moment. It just looks like a bunch of shapes that are kind of outlined. You can kind of see scribbles of what looks to be like magic text that he's kind of written, describing what the spell is going to be, or at least what that part of the spell is. But nothing that's kind of like finalized.
Just he's like is there like a front counter? Is it just open space?
Yeah, it's like a front counter. He's just sitting there, kind of drawing.
Okay, I'll just go up to the counter and say, "Good morning."
Oh, hello. How can I help you?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys by chance do any magical tattoos here.
Oh, of course. This is a magical tattoo parlor.
Beautiful. What I was looking to get done is something to help enhance my wisdom.
Your wisdom.
Yes.
You're not very wise, huh?
I
I mean, if you were, you probably wouldn't be coming into a tattoo shop. Am I right? Am I right?
Haley like looks down at her, like all the tattoos on her, and she's like, "Uh-huh."
Exactly. By the way, name's Polly Posh. How can I help you?
Nice to meet you, Polly Posh. So it's Pele.
Pele. That's a lovely name.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So a wisdom tattoo. Any type of design or any type of writing? Are we going to go dark, edgy? Because I kind of get that vibe a little bit. Or do we want to go more elegant, more refined, maybe, sophisticated?
I was thinking something on the back of my neck that looks like the mind's eye.
Mind's eye.
At the top and at the bottom, it has kind of like.
I was thinking barcode, but okay.
What's a barcode?
It's just a bunch of lines, and when you put them together and you scan them, it tells you what the item is.
Oh, I don't think I want that.
It would be very wise of you. But okay, continue. I got you.
No, mind's eye that basically the top and bottom has kind of like.
Now, are we talking like Agma's eye, or are we talking like just like a beholder's eye? Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
More Agma's eye.
Oh, you want the letter I? I mean, I can do that too.
Yeah,
That's completely.
just the letter I. No. Just honestly, it could be very. It doesn't have to be super like intricate, where it looks like a realistic eye. Just more like a drawing of an eye, a tattoo of an eye.
Okay.
Nothing super realistic.
Okay, no realistic. Got it. All right.
and just some geometric kind of like edgy lines around it that kind of like shape down and then to the side and then up, just to kind of create like a border around it.
Okay. Any significance, like deity or anything like that you want me to add into it, or
No.
no?
No.
Okay. Give me 1 minute. As he kind of hops down off the stool, goes over and gets a metal tablet. As he gets this metal tablet, you can sit there and see he pulls out what looks to be like a small chisel pin and hammer, and he starts to hammer on this chisel or on this metal. After about 5 or 10 minutes, he kind of sits there and he looks at it. Yep, that looks good. And then he puts it down, and then you see him pull out a different chisel. This one is a different color, and he starts chiseling on that. You notice that he's not actually like going through the metal. He's actually like carving into it. He's causing shavings to come off. After a few moments, he kind of has this intricate little eye. It's not cartoonish, but it's not realistic. It's kind of like Ra's eye, you know.
Okay.
And he has a bunch of kind of geometric shapes that kind of surround it, in the background of it, which then has, you can see very, very fine writing, which actually is a small boost to wisdom. It's a wisdom incantation. He goes, now, are you looking for this to be like a permanent addition, or just when you want to activate it to give you that boost? Because it depends on price. That's why I'm asking.
Permanent would be better.
Okay, permanent's a lot more expensive.
How
Just
much?
want to make sure you understand that.
Mhm.
Okay, you're looking at probably 1,000 platinum.
Why is this else?
10,000 gold pieces.
Yeah. And what's it do?
It permanently increases her wisdom by 2 points.
Wow, I'm so close to that.
Now, I can give you the one that only activates a certain amount of times a day and lasts for a duration. That one's significantly cheaper. That one's only 2,000 gold.
Oh. But the tattoo's permanent.
Right, the tattoo is permanent. It's
And
just
so
you have
that-
to activate the tattoo. So
Okay.
it would take an action to activate.
Got it. And how long does it last?
It depends. Some of them, depending on how much ink and the type of ingredients that I use, can last up to 10 minutes. Some of them, 5 minutes.
Okay. Did you need any gems to add into the ink?
If you have specific gems that you want me to use, yes. Otherwise, I'd be using my own stock, which I'm not gonna lie, is not the highest grade. So it would probably be more along the lines of the 5-minute activation. But if you have high quality gems and I incorporate that into the design, then it would probably increase your chances of the 10-minute.
Okay. Taylor's gonna pull out the bag of gems. What do you need for it?
That's a good question. I haven't done a whole lot of magical tattoos.
It's jade.
For the wisdom one?
Yeah. It's under
Yeah, 'cause you
Forgotten
gotta make
Arms.
jade dust.
So it's in a sort of bag of gems. So I don't know how much jade is in there.
It doesn't actually say how many jades.
How many jades?
Oh, it needs 2,000. Jades. 2,000 gold worth of jades.
How much is one jade worth? There's so much math.
How many big jades do you have?
Is this a miscellaneous bag of gems? It was
Well, one jade is 100 gold pieces.
So one jade's 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, so it'd need 2 jade.
No, 20.
Oh, I can math. There's so much math going on, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to roll
So,
for it?
but do you want the +2 or the +1?
+2 would be great.
Okay, so then he needs 40.
Okay.
So we have a bag of gems, or I assume it's a bag of gems. This is gems, and we were told we had 20 of them. So
20
20
bags,
bags?
or 20.
it just says gems
20
and
gems
then
in a
quantity
bag.
20.
I think.
20.
So you have a bag of 20 assorted gems.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep hearing J-I-M.
Jim.
And we do have bags of assorted J names, so.
Just a bag of assorted
I thought you guys,
gems.
I thought you
Gems
guys
all the way
actually
down.
had specific like gems.
We do have some.
We have one, which is a sapphire.
Let's see. We have a gold locket. We have a golden pearl. We have.
I mean, the sapphire can give you intelligence.
Obsidian.
You don't want to be smart.
My intelligence is already high.
Can always be higher.
The
Wait,
tattoo
hold on,
can get
there's
it up
an
to
easier
9,
way.
and that's it.
To sort. I can sort by type on this.
Oh, I was looking at my inventory. I don't know why I was in my spells. I think, yeah, I just have the sapphire written down.
Let's see. We have a black pearl, blue quartz, blue sapphire. Oh, son of a bitch. I hate doing this on
All I
this
have is pearls.
laptop.
I had some other gems at some point. I don't know what to do with them.
There we go. Black pearl, blue quartz, blue sapphire, gems, 20 assorted gems, gold locket, gold pearl, hermatite, obsidian, platinum bracelet, silver teardrop earring, star rose quartz, turquoise.
Okay. Then he'll take 10 out of the assorted gems. It's only going to be the +1 then, because he's going to substitute the rest with his gem dust that he has.
Okay.
So he has you lay down on the table, and you see him take the metal tablet and kind of cut it real quick so it fits the back part of your neck. It goes down on your neck, and kind of you feel it just form around your neck. And when he does that, you see him sit there and he starts grinding up the gems, creating a very, very fine powder, as well as mixing a little bit of mana potion, and you can see it kind of start to bubble and smoke. And then he adds what you kind of see coming off of his hands, his own magic to it. After a few moments, he then takes a pen and he starts to trace it out on your back of the metal plate, which kind of feels a little burning for a second, and then you can feel the pieces of gem start to kind of take place in this mold that he has basically placed on the back of your neck. It takes all of probably about 20-30 minutes for you to get the tattoo done. After he's done, he then takes the metal piece off. When he does that, you see the back of the metal plate doesn't have any scratchings on it anymore. It looks plain as it was, maybe a little thinner in that area. As he takes that, he kind of just tosses it off to the side into a waste bin. And then he sits there and he rubs some oils onto your neck, and then hands you a mirror and points at the mirror that's in front of you, so you can kind of like see it.
I'll check it out. And I'm so sorry. What was the duration for it?
So it'll be 10 minutes.
10
But,
minutes.
yeah.
Okay.
But it'll be a +1.
Got it. I'll check it out and I'll tell him thank you. And I said it's 2,000, right?
No, it's because you didn't get the +2, so it'll only be 1,000.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give him 1,500
Okay.
as a tip and everything, and say thank you. I wish I would say I'd be back, but this isn't my home realm, so.
Oh, but if you're ever back in town, by all means, tell your friends.
Awesome. Thank you. And then I will head out.
Okay. All right,
And-
Silas, you were looking at some stuff, right?
I was gonna go talk to Baba
Oh.
to
Okay.
let her know that we weren't gonna use her services, but we might use her other services.
Okay. You get to Baba's.
Let's find it.
You do find it. You knew where it was.
Last time it was hard though. So
Yeah.
I was
You already-
expecting another. Let's wander through the woods and hope we find it.
Nope. Yeah, you already knew where it was. When you get there, though, you do see a giant hole in the ceiling. As you get closer to it, you can see smoke kind of still billowing out as you get closer to the door. After a few moments, you get ready to knock on the door, and instead the door just slowly opens.
I'll draw my weapon and move in. Just look around.
As you come in, you see Baba sitting there at what looks to be like a cauldron over a fire. As she's stirring it, she kind of just looks at you.
You okay?
Oh, yes, I'm
Oh, I'm
fine.
sorry. I see my own.
I was just
But-
opening the door for you. Didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, there's a hole in the ceiling, that sort of thing.
Oh, yes,
Normal.
some weird wizard came in and shot a giant fist into my ceiling.
Yes. Oh,
Then he had the
Believe I've met
scruples
him.
to sit there and say it was my fault.
Yeah, it sounds like him. I met him briefly.
Oh, you did you? Where's he staying?
He wasn't staying in our inn as far as I know, or he was just drinking. He never mentioned that he was staying at the Silver Noose, right?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. He was at the Silver Noose last night, but
If I
I'm not
find
sure where he's
gold
wandered off to. He seems to be.
She's like, if I find that gold geezer, I'm gonna give him a good slapping.
I think he deserves probably much more.
Anyways,
But in any case,
so are you and your friends ready to go?
that's what I came to speak to you about. We're not going to need to transport as many as we thought, and there is some small possibility that we'll need to transport 6 of us.
Oh, only 6.
Yes,
Oh.
the others, the Lady of Pain arranged to.
Oh, she's quite generous sometimes.
At times, we were helping out with an issue.
Oh,
so.
making some big friends, are we?
No. And he just keeps going. No. Just a little work. You know how things are, but I didn't want you to be left out. I know it's his business, but you know it's not polite to be rude and just ignore the efforts you were going to make for us. And in any case, we still may need those efforts just for a smaller group. So I wanted to inquire what it would cost for a 6 of us to be transported
Ooh,
to
nice.
in a similar means to the similar place we wish to
She's-
arrive. We hope in,
How much did I say that she was costing
it
you?
was 5,000 for like 26 of us.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, eh. She's like, 500 gold should be fine then.
Ah, I appreciate that. And probably, if you don't see us within the day, we're going to give the lady said she would transport us, but she's also busy. So if she is too busy to help us within the day, we have other things to deal with.
Very well.
So if you don't hear from me, understand that
Oh, I
we appreciate
completely
your effort.
understand.
Do you know if there are any alchemists in town?
Alchemist? Well, it depends on what are you looking for.
I have a potion I wanted to see if I could get it.
Oh, well, potions are
Duplicated.
my specialty.
Oh, of course.
As she's looking at the cauldron as she stops staring. And
But I don't want to interrupt your work. This is,
no, it's okay. And she sits there and snaps her finger, and as she does, you see the cauldron kind of shrink and then float off to the side. And the next thing you know, you see what looks to be like another pot kind of come in and get set on there. And so,
one of my companions have a potion of glibness in there amongst their items, and I was wondering if it was something you could reproduce or duplicate.
glibness. What does that one do again?
It makes one speak with a silvery tongue.
Oh, the serpents. Yes. She sits there and she kind of goes back and like you see her just open up the pantry and you just see a bunch of ingredients.
Yeah. Well, I
Everything
wanted to discuss
from Eye
cost
of Newt to
Oh yes,
Frog's Tongue.
eye of whatever.
Yeah. She starts looking at different ingredients and kind of calling them out as she's looking. She starts pulling some of them off the shelf and putting them on the table, digging further back in there. After a few moments, she has a small grouping of ingredients. She looks at everything and she goes, "How many potions did you need?"
Depends on cost. I don't have the greatest amount of money, but I'm not sure how expensive those things are here. I've been somewhat off with market prices lately. I don't want this soon.
She kind of looks at it and, she's like 100 per potion.
I'll take 5 if you can do so
She
in
kinda
a
looks
manner in a manner that still allows us to leave today.
She kind of looks at the grouping of ingredients that she has, and she's like, "Do you want it potent or?" When I say potent, I mean it would just be the duration, from an hour or 30 minutes.
An hour would be fine.
An hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there other options beyond that?
And she looks at you for a second. And she goes, "No, I mean how long the glibness lasts."
Yes, about an hour would be fine.
Okay.
I believe that's the current one that we have.
And she kind of pulls out a bunch of the vials that she has, and she goes, "Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem."
Okay.
And you said by end of today?
If you could,
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. 5 potions. Yeah.
it's much appreciated.
And she sits there, and you start seeing
And I give her 500.
as she's taking the money, you start to see vials kind of start to come over to the cauldron and uncork and start going in.
See, that's magic. That's just, I just sit there for a little while, like my character's just like, just fascinated with it. It's like, oh, that's just.
It's kind of like that.
Sorry,
that whole,
Mickey ruined
that
it
whole
for me.
Mickey,
This-
yeah.
The princess has ruined it for me. Yeah, I just watch her for a few minutes, and if she's willing to talk, I'll like last time.
she's
If I
completely
sit
happy with
there,
the
I'll stay for
conversation,
like an hour or two. I wasn't. This was the only big thing I had planned, and that's two birds with one stone for
Gotcha.
me. So other than that, then I will head back and kind of check in at the end and see if anybody else needs things. So by lunchtime, I'm back at the inn and like sitting there, and if people stop by, I go, "Do you need something? Do you need me to go do something before we head out?"
Okay.
Because I don't have any other particular plans. Because
Alright.
SA is going to still be busy today.
I'm just crafting.
Yes, that's one of the things I wanted to do are for you to craft some things, but that's fine.
Well, no, that's what he's saying.
It's not a hurry.
He's just
No,
crafting.
I'm saying my day is going to be just crafting stuff.
So,
Do you already
so
have
you
your
have
list of crafty stuff?
Not yet. I have a carapace armor edition that I was looking at, showing you to see if I can create, and then something with these plates made out of iron that I was going to try to make.
Okay.
And
I just had
that's it.
we had the poison and the caustic webbing and all that stuff that I was going to.
So I was looking at a bomb possibly.
Yeah.
With the glands.
The 3 glands that we have.
And then I got a few of them. And I feel like I would be able to duplicate it because I found a round vine object that's possibly a bomb, and I would probably recreate that with the liquid in it.
Yeah, I'm looking like making a toxic cloud out of those glands.
So you would need something that would cause it to go from a liquid form to a gas form.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that for him to decide. He's the crafter, not this guy.
Yes.
I'll just tell you if you're successful or not. Anybody
The
else?
webbing. Can I use the webbing to craft the actual bomb?
I was just thinking. No, I was actually thinking of taking the webbing and just rope making,
Oh, that'd be,
and make a big net out of it because we have 50 feet,
yeah.
and just make a bomb something that would mechanically spread it.
Or you can make a sticky smoke bomb.
It's kind of overkill.
I could do like a bomb that focuses with a lot of heat on the inside, so that way when it's activated, it would superheat the liquid into a gas.
You just have to figure out what it's, make sure its flash point is not before its aerolization point.
Make some white phosphorus so
He-
we can
he talks like-
commit some war crimes.
Silas talks like a professor when he gets into
Love war crime.
talking about these things. He's like flipped over a chalkboard.
It's not a war crime the first time.
Yeah.
It's only a war crime if you're at war.
He knows a lot about herbalism, so he understands mixing shit. He just chemistry and alchemy is not.
So, then that reminded me. I don't know if
So
you guys,
y'all go do your thing while we go.
if you guys ever read it, but the person who wrote the Animorph series had another series she wrote called Everworld. In that series, all the different like pantheons of god and goddesses like left and created their own like alternate dimension with some of their worshippers, and the story is about these teenagers who go to that world to save another teenager that went there. Well, the first teenager that went there was like the antagonist of the story, and she had taken like these like biker gang guys over with her, but they ended up with all these military weapons, and that was a cool part of the story, seeing them using the military weapons against like the mythological creatures and just like mowing through them and stuff.
I feel like I can see the image of the cover of that book. That book
They're really
sounds so
trippy. Like
familiar.
one of them has like
I think I've
this
seen
wolf.
the audiobook of it.
One of them has like this wolf face on it because it's supposed to be like Fenrir and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. And then they get like
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a place
I never
in
read them,
Game
but I
of-
do remember seeing them.
they get like this pop, and that's like the worst. I was so mad because these aliens from another dimension showed up in that dimension with their god who eats other gods. So they were like killing all the smaller gods, like working their way up. And there was like this huge war going on. And the very last book she wrote for that series, or he, I don't know if it's a man or woman that writes Animorphs, but
I'm looking at their name and I couldn't.
Usually
Yeah.
when it's like two initials and the last name
yeah,
is a woman.
yeah. I think it is a woman,
'Cause they don't,
but.
yeah, there's a whole thing.
But like
Expectation.
she gets to the war, like they're on Mount Olympus watching this like alien army getting ready to attack Olympus, and that's the end of the last book she wrote, and then that was it, and she never wrote anything else for that series.
I hate when they do that.
I was because nobody was buying it. It wasn't as popular as Animorphs. It was really mature for like a kid's book, and it was just didn't sell well.
All I know is I've been reading the newest He Who Fights with Monsters book, and I'm loving every minute of it because this is like the culmination where the main character got transferred isekai to a magical world, dies or almost dies throughout the whole entire first half of the series, like books 1 through 3, and then actually dies at the end of book 3, and then gets sent back to his world and finds out that the two worlds are connected, and that he has to save his world from being exploding, basically, from a magical backlash that some god or astral being basically created them as an experiment. His world to be an experiment for this other world, and tied them together just to see what would happen, and then
if you like that kind of stuff, you need to read Brandon Sanderson books.
yes, he's next on my
I
list.
got,
No,
I got
Stats for the Poison.
I called your actual name Cast.
Yeah. So,
I
but
got Ryan the
so,
Star.
Yeah,
so that was
Purple
books
Worm
1 through
Poison,
3.
but I'm
Books
just
3
gonna
through
turn that
6
into
was him
weapon
in
poison.
his world and finding out that magic has been here all along, just very
I
low
have 4
level.
plans of
Finds out vampires are real,
I have.
werewolves are real, like all that shit's real, and he goes on this like
Bottles of it, so-
world vendetta killing spree
Yeah.
because they try and like take him out multiple times, attack his family, and he's like no. And after he gets done there, he dies again,
Use the iron.
but then comes back because of one of his abilities, and then goes back to the
Just-
first world that he got isekai to, because that's his new world. He's like, I'm done with this world. My home world, fuck them. He's like, they turned on me, and even his own family turned on
do
him.
like
And he was like, nope, it's not my world anymore.
So it's like the
like
plot
air
of
conditioning
Iron Man by
works
Black
for
Sabbath.
pressurizing it.
Yeah, I mean, sort of,
Listen to that otherwise.
but then this one is like, so the one before this was kind of like him on the edge,
I think that'd be
coming back to the world, and then they have like this monster surge, and he's like fighting, and there's a bunch of other things that are going on
Put the
behind the scenes that kind of culminate at the end of that book,
to gland in it,
and he ends up stopping
pressurize it.
what was going on at almost the cost of his life. He was like this close to dying,
That'll give me
and
something
then
to
he
use to fight
lives.
for.
And this
that I
book is
stole.
him recovering and kind of like moving forward, and he's coming to terms with who he is. He's like, I thought that I wanted to be the good guy, but I'm doing bad things, and then I realized I was the bad guy
Yeah.
doing
I
the
like
bad things, but for the right reasons, and I felt bad. And he's like, now that is who I am, and I have to accept that and just move forward and just use that when I have to and put it away when I don't. And it's kind of like a healing book for him, and I'm loving every minute of it because it's so raw and so real, and like reading everyone in the fucking Facebook comments about, oh, I don't like this book, it's so like touchy-feely and everything. I'm like, well, it has to be, man. Like, the dude's been running on edge for friggin' like 3 books, you know? Like, he's basically fucking massacred cities and towns, and then once they died, they were reanimated, and he had to do it all over again. I'm talking women, children, and whatnot. Like, he's seen some shit. Talk about PTSD on roids, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Anyways, that was my plug. Read He Who Fights with Monsters. I swear to God, you'll love it. That one and Prime Hunter, or Primal Hunter. That's another really, really good book series. All right. So
we want to use the plates that I sold to craft them into sears, and then after that to take one of the glands and encase it inside of it under pressure, so that way when they are activated, they explode with a poisonous mist.
Okay. Perfect. I completely can see that going perfectly smoothly. Go ahead and make me a. How many are you making?
We only have 3.
You got 3. I got another 4. So.
No, I'm looking at the toxic poison glands we got from the Dragon Queen.
Oh, I've got glands from the.
You got the purple worm.
From the
That's
worms.
I'm just gonna make it that in a weapon poison.
Okay, so you're talking about just the.
Yeah, just the 3
Just the
that
3?
are the
Just the 3.
Yeah, go ahead
toxic
and make
poison
me,
gland from the
make me
queen.
3 percentile rolls.
Anyway, I can.
And
Assist him.
I'll roll with you. And we'll see who beats who.
I made one joke about like
Any
Crash
modifier?
Can I
Bandicoot.
use enhance ability
And now my
to
phone won't stop sending me
improve his
notifications
chances?
about
Like
Crash
maybe give
Bandicoot.
him a second roll, or
I hate that
I'll
shit.
give you.
because it would normally give you advantage on.
Yeah, I'll
like,
do a plus
stat
10.
rolls. So
51.
Okay, that one's a
61.
success.
and we're doing this away from in a park somewhere. So we're killing those people.
51.
That's still a success, barely, but a success.
Roll better. Roll better. Oh, shit, 50 something.
That one's a
No,
failure.
62. Could you add 10?
Still a failure.
Okay, it was worth a try.
I rolled a 73.
Yeah, I will not be.
Yeah.
No, but I got 350.
50. All the times.
Dogs.
Guys,
That was weird.
So as you are working with it,
What?
one of the sacks opens up and kind of spills out on your hand.
ew.
It's 10d8. DC is 22.
I know.
Same
but
one
I'm
that
not
exploded in my mouth.
I'm not doing that much.
Go ahead, do it all. I mean, we
Rip
took
that
the
thing out.
dots.
Took 19 damage from that sucker.
I mean, I did roll high for damage.
Oh no, the bad part is after you do that, I'm like, oh, run. There's gonna be spiders here soon. Some of the other spiders.
So that's going to be 22 straight point poison damage.
Poison. Okay, I'm resistant to poison. I will take that hit.
Oh no, it totally bypasses. it.
Bypass it.
It's some bad stuff.
But the thing is he got it on his hand. So
Yeah.
guess what's going to
Told him not to lick. I know it's instinctive, but don't. Do it.
That-
Wash your hands before you pee.
Alright, and then about 10 minutes later, you have a small swarm of spiders that have surrounded you, Issei.
I told him to run. He had his choice.
It was on his hands.
You cannot run them. Run
not
all
running
over
this
town.
Run from the
There's
spiders.
a lake right over there. Get the lake. Wash your hands.
No,
You
you're
filthy,
good.
filthy
The spiders,
man.
they don't come because they gotta burrow up from the.
I assume this place probably has spiders hanging somewhere.
Yeah, but not the ones that the.
Yes, but it would be so.
That's somebody else's problem in the future.
Yeah.
Those giant spiders are gonna burst forth from the ground. That's your problem later.
You see that little boy that
You
pushed
hired
that
us to
little
clear
girl
the
down
rats
in
out of your
park to wipe it
basement?
on?
We'll clear the spiders out later.
Vertical integration, baby.
You
What's
just
wrong with that kid?
You
He's
just,
an asshole.
see, you just see portals start opening and just giant fucking spiders start coming. Fucking phase spiders.
I've seen that movie.
I try to wipe the poison off.
Next
on
thing you know, a
everything around me.
Drider is right there behind them.
Those phase spiders in the first Baldur's Gate game were brutal.
Yeah. They're worse than displacer beasts. Imagine having one of those as your mount,
Well,
though.
at least we got 2 of them.
A phase spider.
Yeah.
You
They're
want
just
one or you
invisible
want
underneath
fifty?
you.
Yeah.
In the first,
Well, no, it's not. No,
Like,
they're
it
invisible.
phases out.
Yeah, it just phases in and out.
Yeah.
in the first Baldur's Gate game, the first time you fight them,
Typically when you're fighting anyway.
you're just
No,
walking
shut
in the
up.
first forest after you get out of the
I have
first town in the
no
game.
area effect stuff.
And if
unless
you go,
it's
when you're going through this part of the forest, you like as soon as you walk through this little
It's like a
bottleneck
swarm
area,
of them, too.
there's like a swarm of spiders, and there's like one phase spider in there that like teleports behind you and traps you in there, and just like they just annihilate you if you're not ready for them. I died in that part so many when I was a kid playing that game. That was like that was the noob filter right there for a little while.
Like, I will get you, spiders. Flamethrower. Alright. So you were able to make 2 of those.
Yep.
Okay.
He's gonna hold on to them.
Another thing is, do you want to make a net out of the webbing or?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
We have a net, don't we? You made a net, didn't you?
I have a big metal net. Yeah.
Hold up.
It's really
Yeah, we used that. No, we just used a chain the last time.
Yeah.
Well, this is like super sticky, hard to get out of, and does damage.
Careful.
We're rolling to make the net.
It did cut me.
We're like putting on big, heavy, thick gloves that have that acidic, like burning.
Go ahead and roll me a tools check,
Last
which is a d20 plus your proficiency.
Double your.
It's like Walter White and Jesse over here cooking stuff up in the motel that we're staying
Okay, you
in.
don't roll it.
What?
Walter White and Jesse are over there cooking up stuff in the motel kitchen that we're staying
It
in.
does not look like a net.
I'm going
It
off
just
my
still looks like
animal.
a glob of like
when we get
webbing.
to this. I'm not telling anybody.
We'll work on it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I have a random question that's not random. So that chalk, I couldn't find anything at all like for it on Google. It basically does the same thing as like the marvelous pigments, right? Where
Yes.
like okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna add that to my inventory. Okay, and just rename it as the chalk.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have
That's all
how
I
many
do.
pieces of chalk again? Was it? Is that? I think I have it written down.
I was gonna say, I remember I did put a limit on how many pieces
Yeah.
of chalk you could.
It might be on the loot list.
I looked, I didn't see anything, but actually no.
I might have just wrote magical chalk.
You know, I didn't look at
You have all the colors of the rainbow.
It was like 6 or 7.
Would
It
you
was
bet?
a lot.
Yeah, you just wrote magic chalk.
Is there anything under the quantity? Does it just say 1?
You know when you got it.
Nah, if it was a magical item, I wouldn't have put anything under quantity.
Oh, I do.
Do you have a number written?
She just wrote
No,
magic chalk.
I didn't even finish writing it. Just a small piece of chalk.
What session is that?
Yeah.
Pigment chalk changes the terrain, fully colored in.
What session is that?
And I write 54. I didn't write anything else after that.
Yeah, I just wrote magic chalk.
I got nothing on it.
It said it was chalk in a cigarette holder, so it's not. It's gonna be like what, 4, like maybe five pieces.
I want to say I think I did 5.
5 would fit in a cigarette holder.
Yeah, I think it was 5 is what I remember.
Okay, then. Perfect, thank
Because
you.
I think I even said what colors they were too. That nobody wrote down.
It's 5. 5 is a good number.
Okay.
You got magenta.
Like this really weird colors.
Cyan.
Plaid.
Crayola bold.
One of them scratch and sniff.
Marine brown.
One's like a scratch and sniff, but it's like the worst. It's like the worst scratch and
No,
sniff.
it's like a scratch and sniff, but it's like the jelly beans and Potter.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, sunflowers. Okay, that's exciting.
Rotten egg white.
Oh boy.
Magic typing.
So I want to go buy
Get
some
'em.
ammo for that gun I took.
Okay.
Are we doing gun stuff too?
Gun
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm when I get to my next ASI, I think I'm gonna take Gunner so that I can use it.
Okay. So you go down to Lesser Market where you saw Swage get his gun.
Yeah.
Okay. As you get down there, you see the vendor that sold him his gun. What would you like to do?
I brought the gun with me in case, like, I don't know, what type it takes.
Mhm.
Just be like, man, I need to get some ammunition for a gun.
He kind of just looks around and he's like, "Are you sure?"
No, not entirely. But, I don't know what I'm doing, and I didn't tell anybody I was doing this, so,
I'm imagining a little kid trying to buy ammo for a
yeah, basically. And then I'll be like, do you want me to pull it out, or
No.
do you need to know what kind, or I don't know,
What do you know? What type of gun it is?
small? It exploded once. That wasn't good.
It exploded once.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It just exploded once.
It's fine.
I don't know.
That's
Where,
okay.
where is it located on your person?
It's tucked in the.
Why is it in your chest?
Because this armor was
What
made
if it
for.
explodes again inside your armor?
Well, there's no ammo in it to explode now, I think.
That's
You think you haven't even cleared it yet?
You raise a good point.
Oh, I'm dying.
He kind of just looks around. He's like, "Come around here." And he kind of opens up his stall. As you come in, you can see like there's a small little like sitting area that's in between the door and his shop stall. As you get in there, he directs you to sit down. As he kind of like flips the sign on the front of his stall to be back in a moment. As he comes down, he's like, "Okay, show me the weapon."
Trigger discipline, I get that part. I'm crossbow
He
proficient.
sits there and he kind of
That's
looks
on
at
accident,
it.
though.
He kind of you see him first as he takes it. He kind of pops it open. As he does, you can see there's 6 cylinders in there, and he looks. He's like, "Yep, okay. There's no ammo. That's good. We're doing good." And then he sits there and he takes out a small little magnifying glass, and he starts to look over the inside of your chamber, and then look down your barrel. Which he then explains to you, you do need a cleaning kit because you should be cleaning this, as it is filthy and doesn't look like it's been cleaned ever. Probably could have been why it misfired. Maintenance on these things are not to be trifled with. They need to be regularly maintained.
That's how the criminals do. They never take care of their weapons.
You took this off a criminal.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
I
You bought this purpose.
Yes.
You bought this legally.
I did. It was all
Exactly.
above board. The cops were there and everything.
His body was definitely above board.
Definitely
Yeah,
Definitely police there.
As he sits there and he looks at you,
Red
and
Death
he's like,
said it was okay.
he's like, by the way, this is not your normal type of blaster.
Oh, well that would explain the exploding.
Oh, goodness.
Good, I thought that was just me.
I know you had it.
Yeah, he stole it off
Yeah, I
of the
stole it a
captain.
long time ago, and I started to ask Swage about like identifying it, but he had like a whole pile of shit.
And his
So I
own
was
gun.
like,
Yeah, my own
come
gun.
back, and then I never did.
So, this gun,
Magic.
as he sits there and he looks this thing over, it is a long-barreled 6-shot revolver. You can see down the barrel it has a bunch of different sigils that go all the way down to the barrel tip. The sigils range from everywhere from what kind of look like letters, but mostly symbols. The chambers on the gun have symbols on them as well. It is not your typical metal. As you're looking at it, he kind of as he's holding it in his hand, he's like, "It's been a while since I've seen mithril like this before." The handle is that of what looks to be a very beautiful ivory, which has a bunch of carvings on the handle itself, and the trigger mechanism is that of a very beautiful polished gold he sits there and kind of. Do you mind if I identify this weapon?
My guess.
All right. As he sits there and gets done, he goes, "Oh, well, that's quite interesting." He looks at you and he goes, "Well, it's called the gun with no name. It was created by a mithril canvas. I'm assuming that's the creator of the weapon. This magical revolver has light properties with reload 6 and misfire on 1. While attuned to this magical revolver, you gain a bonus to your attack and damage rolls equal to half your proficiency modifier rounded down when you attack with this magical weapon.
That is cool.
It has the ability called High Noon. At noon,
I knew nightmares were
the
gonna
empty
involve
chambers.
something.
At noon, the empty chambers of this revolver are loaded with dead-eye bullets imbued with magical energy that ignore resistances and immunity to damage. Dead-eye bullets deal radiant damage instead of piercing damage. If you reduce a creature to 0 hit points with dead-eye bullets, the gun produces another dead-eye bullet.
If only we were in a place with time that had a noon. That's why it's been empty.
Okay. It has another ability called Fan the Hammer. Your quick finger trigger action can drop enemies. You roll a d20 for initiative if it's 15 or higher. On your first turn, you can forgo your movement and bonus action to make 6 shots with a single action. Now, problem with this is that if you attune to it, it does have a drawback. Once attuned, the item remains attuned to you until you die, or the revolver is destroyed. You cannot refuse any one-on-one challenge made by a creature, and you cannot surrender until the challenge is complete.
That doesn't even sound different from what I was already
That is the gun with no name.
Excellent. So you're saying I don't need to buy bullets for it? Or I need to buy bullets, but those are just backups for when I don't have the ones that it makes.
So,
I asked the
yes. So you do need bullets.
Okay.
Give me a second and I'll put this in the Discord.
I copied.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah, I've already found it too.
On April Fool's Day in Overwatch, for McCree, when he would yell out his ult, he would call out different times. Instead of noon, he would yell, "It's 5 p.m. It's 2 a.m.
It's 6:45.
Alright. So he sits there and he hands you a small box of small caliber rounds. And the damage output on this is a quick 1d10.
Ah, so standard gun.
Yep. Range 30 to 90. And does have a loading property, so just remember once you fire all 6 shots.
That's why I'm taking gunners, so I don't have to worry about it. Gunner ignores the loading property. And gives me proficiency, because for now I'll just be like trying to blow the gun up again.
And then, but you still, after 6 shots, you still got to roll to see if it misfires. It doesn't ignore that.
Yeah.
Which I will say, I do like how they did the D6 on that. I thought that was a much easier mechanic. So. Alright. So, it's about lunchtime. Silas is back at the inn. Pele, you finished your tattoo. It's still a little sore, but it doesn't hurt that bad, especially with the ointment that the tattoo artist put on it. It does look really nice, and it doesn't like disappear. It's actually permanent. It stays, and it's like a very nice, vibrant jade green with a little bit of blue.
Okay. The design was Bo's tattoo from Critical Role.
Nice.
So I was like, I really like that. I'm just gonna copy it.
Okay. No.
Oh, neat.
Kill.
The cutscene from Bon in the ammunition or gun shop and into Swage's magazine. And so Swage is with Pele because he was told not to leave her side, so he's like sitting in the waiting room while she's getting tattooed. And as they were digging through the pack looking for the jade, he had asked for some ruby, if there's ruby in there, so he could cast his continual flame on the flashlight that he made. And he's trying to finish up reading the last bits of his book before he has to return to the library.
Okay.
So he's just like kind of face deep in the explosive diaries. Reading those.
You have what? Explosive what?
Explosive Diaries is the name of the magazine that I'm reading. That I've been putting off because it sounded gross and I didn't want to read that one.
You sure you didn't take any of Wizard Fist's like
It might
spot?
have been, there might have been a swap. I don't know.
Okay.
So he's just trying to get all the information he can about guns and the relationship to like airship propulsion systems out of those magazines.
Okay.
Seeing the cannons on board the ship we were on and noticing it was similar to the way that the guns operate and the way that the ship itself operates. Just trying to wrap his head around as much of that as he can.
Yeah, go ahead and make an intelligence check to see how much of that information you can retain.
And knowing that he's pressed for time, he's also casted enhanceability on his intelligence.
Okay.
Which is fucking awesome. 5 with advantage.
Hey, when you're good, you're good.
Let's just say you get the basic down. You understand basically how it works. The refinement process and whatnot. You still have to kind of figure out how you want to incorporate that into the issue. Isn't you understand how it works here, right? And how ships and things can kind of operate here.
Well, you don't have to worry about gravity.
Right. The issue is when you get back to the material plane and you have certain physics and laws that kind of prevent some of that from naturally happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned that early in the campaign that the materials they used to create the lift came from like the Spellscar area or something. So that's been in the back of Sweetie's head the whole time, knowing that we'll probably eventually have to go there.
Yep. Did you finish your magazine?
This book sucks.
Do you want to go?
It is not even peer reviewed. Who wrote this garbage? Let's go back to the library.
Okay, let's go back to the library.
Okay. Kaz, where did you go?
I would have gone with Bond since we were supposed to be staying together.
Okay.
And those two were together, and Pele and Swade were together, so I would have stayed with Bond.
All right.
I was trying to convince you to jog the whole time. It's like, but you do some running.
I mean, I'll jog with you. Yeah.
Not full speed. Everybody thinks there's a problem.
Especially not with the gun out.
No. That's it's tucked all the way in the little chest cavity because
Can't
rabbits are
sprint with a gun.
shaped different. In a little pocket.
So the gun owner does give you a crash course on at least gun safety.
Okay, yeah.
That way you don't shoot your eye out.
You shoot your eye out, kid.
And he tells you the boom end gets pointed at bad guys.
I got that far.
Yeah.
It's just a whole thing was a boom when I touched it last.
Silas, while you're at the inn talking and working with Issei, you see Borgia kind of come in. He doesn't seem frantic or anything. He kind of just looks around, sees you guys at the table, and walks over to you guys. Oh, so I'm glad you guys were easily found.
Some of us are.
A little bit of a walk. Wanted to let you know that Brazil, come here. That the Lady of Pain has arranged everything for you guys to depart tomorrow morning. If that's good. If not,
I think that should be fine.
then
We
I
appreciate
will
it.
let her know.
I will let my companions know.
She sits there, and he sits there, and he goes, "It'll be in her castle, but it'll be off on one of the side rooms, not in her chamber, on the right hand side." He kind of gives you directions on how to get there, but he says he'll be there in the morning as well to
Okay.
kind of help escort
We'll
you.
meet you.
Yep.
Is there within the Lady of Pain's influence? There's some information one of my companions is looking for, like books and things. Is there a library other than the Library of Spirits, like a place to buy books here,
To buy books?
like a bookstore?
Yes, there's quite a few bookstores actually.
Okay.
But what type of book knowledge are you trying to
I
ascertain?
think my companion Swade was looking. He's a crafter, so it's a place that would have books on crafting of different types. He likes some more exotic things we couldn't find at home. And then if there's an art supply bookstore, we haven't collected things.
I don't know about if there's art supplies, but the bookstore that I would recommend going is called Bound for Greatness. And Bound as in B-O-U-N-D.
Yeah, that's in the book.
Yes.
It's a clever play on words.
Yes, he's a clever individual.
I smile, lying through my teeth.
Give me a second. Let me get this. No, wait.
I'm like getting blinded specifically by just like a little sliver of that window over there.
It will seek you out of here and move across the room.
I'm surprised I don't got the sun in my face. I think that's closer to summer. Because I remember it was just right on me, and I'd be sitting here with my sunglasses on at the table. It's like,
I don't know what Kaz would want as far as books. I can't imagine Kaz being a book person.
I mean, like I said, he's not stupid. He knows how
Oh, no,
to
he's
read.
not stupid, but you can
But,
be
like-
smart and not be a book person.
Like he just, like if he needs to read, he will. But like otherwise,
Yeah.
he's more. He likes to experience it more.
That was my dad. I always thought my dad was like, he loves reading books because when I was growing up, he was always reading books, and I found out no, he hates books. He just did it because he was working on his master's. He's like, every book you saw me read was something I had to read for school.
Wow.
He'll sit and watch documentaries all day long. He's a brilliant man, but it's
That's
like,
exactly
I don't
my
want to
dad.
read a book. He says, I don't find books interesting or engaging, or
I've
I
never
don't
seen
like
my
that.
dad read a book ever.
Yeah, I've never seen
He'd
that.
rather sit there and have someone tell him
I've told
things,
it,
you know,
but
he'll
I
listen to lectures.
I've never seen it.
someone accused me of not reading books at work, and I was like,
Don't
come
anymore.
when you come in tomorrow. And I brought my entire duffel bag of D&D books. I was like, I read books, motherfucker. These got a lot of words, and there's a lot of shit in here, and I got it all up here now.
My goal is to read at least
I
50
read.
books by the end of this year.
No
And
thank
I just started, and I just started on last Friday, and I finished 2 so far. And the one I'm reading right now has like over 800 something pages, and it's like this big. I'm like, I plan to finish it tomorrow, but it's not working out because another book came out online that I was
did not
reading.
like you today.
No, I'm getting it out of the way now.
Oh yeah, let's get the ones out of the way. I've rolled too
I
many
used to read
20s.
like
For my
all the
son,
time, but I don't read
Dice.
anymore.
Aha! Got one!
Dang. I think
48, a d6, and 2d4 on a cantrip.
Yeah, because the dice went up. I do 3d4.
I didn't
And
know
I get an extra dice on my weapon now.
I didn't know the
Two
gun
extra
was
dice.
gonna be that cool.
Legendary
I
item,
should
that's
one.
pretty nice.
Okay, okay. So you head over to the Bound for Greatness.
Bound for greatness.
Okay. As you walk in, there's a elven man he appears to be in his middle years. Not too old, but not too young. As you come in, he's very lithe, gray hair, more of an ashen white skin.
Gonna tell what breed of elf he is? Is he high elf or?
You can make a perception or an investigation, whichever one you want.
I try not to touch his face, so it's probably perception. Oh, that didn't help. 7 and a number 8 is 15.
15? Yeah, you can tell he's highborn. As you come in, he kind of looks at you. Good day.
Good day. I was interested in purchasing some books before we leave this wonderful place.
There's a bookstore.
Yes, I'm smart
And I
enough to
figured
figure
you
that out.
would be coming in to purchase books. Unless you didn't know it was a bookstore, then that would be kind of awkward.
Yes. Do you have, and I'll start listing like books on engineering, books on airships, books on weapons, because Swage has mentioned all these before, and
Give me one moment. As he turns around, and as he does, you see his shadow kind of move. As it does, you see another part of his shadow move the other direction. And after a few moments, you see them come back, and he then has a stack of books that he turns around and puts on the table. I would recommend Airships for Dummies. That's a good one to start with. The Modern Hand Weapon for the Modern Man. And last but not least, the intricate workings of micro and astrobiology engineering. It is kind of advanced, though.
yeah, he's a smart fellow.
Very. Now, how would you like to pay?
I would like to know what they cost first.
Well,
What?
they have numbers on the back. You can read them.
I didn't want to start handling a man's books without his permission. It'd be rude.
Quite so. As he sits there and he turns them over and he looks at the thing. You see him start punching into a calculator or like a machine that
He's got his abacus, he's a rocking abacus.
he sits there, and after a few moments he then looks at you and he's like, for all the books, 50 gold.
Easily done.
Very well.
Give him 50 gold.
Do you want me to package them?
It would be appreciated.
Excellent. As he sits there and he like takes out a sheet of paper and he kind of like wraps them and then puts twine over it and then hands it out in front.
Do you have any, and I put that bundle aside, those are gifts for one person. Do you have any books on art, depictions of art, artistry, that sort of thing?
As you see him take a deep breath in and kind of sigh, exhale. One moment.
Oh, if you don't.
As he turns around and you see again
Oh, I'm gonna stab this guy.
couple of shadow
My hand's getting twitchy.
start to move again. After a few moments, he turns back around and he has two books. He sits there and he puts the one down. One of them is Meso-era art and sculptures. It's more of a history of art and art studies. And then he puts that off to the side and he goes, and for the more modern artists, how to draw anime girls. And he puts that one off to the side.
I think she could do that already. Thank you.
Very well. As he,
Are there any other bookstores that might carry a lesser caliber of materials than you?
on the topics that you are asking about, probably not.
I mean, you've got that. I was more interested in the second category.
What
The art. Is there a store that...
That's what I was explaining. We are more of a knowledge-based organization here. The other ones are more flight of fancy.
That would be fine.
Excellent. as he sits there and he kind of hands you a card and tells you it's called The Cover Stories. It's about 2 blocks down the road.
Ooh, my appreciation.
Quite so.
Wish I lived somewhere with so many bookstores close together.
They closed everyone around here except for like the one in the mall.
The ones around here suck.
Like all we have is Books a Million. They
Fuck
closed-
Books
or
A
not
Million.
Books a Million. That was Barnes and Noble. Closed that. Now it's
Fuck
Aldi.
Barnes and
All
Noble.
these fancy neighborhoods, I don't say one of them hasn't got a bookstore.
I Amazon
People
the
buy
shit
books.
out of stuff now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably why they don't have them. Yeah.
I go to.
So I'll go down to
Barnes and
the-
Noble.
Wish
Cover
we had a half price books here. I miss it.
as
It's
you-
one thing I really miss
As you
from
walk
Ohio.
in, there's
Oh, yeah,
a
same.
female.
I have a bad habit of like
human
buying
who
the
is behind the counter.
volumes that I
Kind of disheveled looking,
volumes that
hair
I already own.
very
of
erratic.
Pasta.
Doesn't look like
So I
she's
forget
combed
I
it in
bought them.
probably at least
So I just have
2
like
days.
3% laying around.
Wearing a
Like,
green
man, maybe
dress.
like at Trader Joe's or something.
Facial features
Maybe I'll take
very
it there,
upkept,
it's
but
nice.
still looks like hasn't slept.
Slightly haggard.
Yeah. As you come in, she kind of looks up as she closes the book.
Greetings.
Customer, help! How can I help you?
Oh yes, I was wondering if you had any looking for particular subjects of art.
Art.
I'm
Oh,
looking
well,
for
I
a
have
book
quite a-
on tattoo designs and tattoos, and I'm looking for a book on a muscular, attractive woman, scantily clad.
On the second one, I can definitely help you with. The first one, give me one moment. And she turns around and she starts to like frantically go up and down
You're
aisles.
making a lot of assumptions about Kaz over there.
Is he
Yes,
wrong?
I am. That's what I said. I don't know what Kaz would like. I'm figuring you and Bond can share that one.
Better the books and
Why did they all shave? Oh, great. It's my turn.
Alright, so she sits there and she comes back a couple minutes later and she's got like 3 books. She goes, so, the muscular, voluptuous, most
That's a good word.
eccentric women. Yes. So I have this one that is called The Milking Farm. One of my favorites.
What's it called?
Milking Farm. And then the second one, she goes, Dungeon Bound is always.
Dungeon Bound does it have like warrior? We need powerful women,
Oh, yes.
not just voluptuous, powerful.
Oh, yes. No.
They have
It's-
a respect for
it's about a guy
the feminine
who-
form and it possesses.
The main protagonist is a gentleman who
Oh, of course.
takes over a dungeon and he only hires strong, independent women
Yes,
to
yes, I think that
fight
would be
for
good.
him.
Playing the background.
That one's called what? The dungeon.
Yeah, Dungeon Bound, and the last
I don't
one.
need to write that down.
The last one is called Captured by the Monsters.
No, I don't think that would appeal to him.
Yeah.
Someone who lost the fight. And as to the tattoo designs, hate to see you Google search history. Some people knock on your door and say, "Sir."
Fucking FBI's at my door.
There are questions.
We have questions.
We don't know what you're doing on your Friday nights, but
You're on the list now.
Yeah. So she pulls out this one book that has a picture on the front of a person's face, which depicts in black and white. It starts out like leaves that like begin to begin the ends of her hair, and as it kind of goes up, you see vines, and then it goes into hair, and then it goes back into coral. And then on the backside, you can kind of see almost the sun part that kind of covers half of her head, and then her eyes have like this fiery, ephemeral look to it. As she sits there and she reads the spine, she goes, 25 psychedelic women, grayscale coloring pages. We do have that. And then
that might be
the
of
last
interest in
one,
any case.
the last one is Black and Red Tattoo Designs, Volume 1.
Okay. I'll take all of those if you can give me a comparable price.
She sits there and she looks at the books and she goes, you want all of them?
Well, the 3. The black and red, the ethereal, and the dungeon one.
The dungeon one?
Dungeon.
You sure you don't want the milking farm? I think your
No,
friend might
no,
quite thoroughly enjoy it. I know I
I'm
did.
sure there are those who would.
She's like, I'm ready.
The Milking Farm.
Yeah, it's about a bull.
Yes, I would assume so. Could you have that sent someplace?
I can, yes.
Then if you can get it today sent somewhere before they leave.
Sure.
I send it to. I give them the address for the ship. I just send it to the ship, and to whom it may concern.
Very well.
I don't sign it either. Just goes from
Send it anonymously.
Yes, they're sailors.
So she sits there and she tallies up the total, and it's like 10 gold.
Okay,
Gross.
I pay her. Thank
Gross.
her. And then head back. I'm kind of done.
All right. What?
I was just thinking when I found my brother's collection by accident.
You went looking for it? That's just
No,
No,
she said
he
by
wanted
accident.
me to find something like his like shoes or something for whatever reason, and I go under his bed and I like
you
find
found
that.
his porn stash.
And I was like, shoot, I did not want to see that. And we're like 2 years apart. And so like I didn't say anything to him, and I told my mom, I was like, I found Anthony's nudie stash and I needed to just tell somebody because it's just burned in my brain now. My mom's like,
You tell her.
it'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
She's like, it'll be okay.
This too
My
will
mom had
pass.
to buy them for him, so like
Oh, so your mom knew.
yeah, she knew. She tried to get my dad to buy them, but he kept forgetting. Keeping them for himself, yeah.
I would have been like okay with that. Like as a dad, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's kind of that's fine.
Yeah, and my dad kept saying yeah, but he just kept forgetting.
Did he forget or did he?
Hey man,
That's what we just said.
Choices were made.
He forgot.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Anybody else have any other things?
No. All right.
I don't think we have that.
So it is starting to
That
get
is
later in the evening.
Recorded
I do have
forever.
a question about Word of Recall.
Uh huh.
Can you have multiple sanctuaries to recall to, or is it like a one-for-one? Like, because you have to cast it once to make a sanctuary, and then you cast it again to return there with 5 people, with including myself, 6 people. But it's not clear to me whether there's like I can set up multiple sanctuaries and choose which one to go to, or it's like I have to cast the spell twice and maintain the same sanctuary.
I'm not sure how that works either.
I don't think it's clear, if I remember correctly.
You and up to 5 willing creatures within 5 feet of you instantly teleport to a previously designated sanctuary. Not the previously designated sanctuary, but a previously designated sanctuary.
It's called Sanctuary.
No, it's called Word of Recall.
Oh, Word of Recall.
The wording's broken like Tides of Chaos.
Yeah, it says if you cast the spell without first preparing a sanctuary, the spell has no effect. You must designate a sanctuary by casting the spell within a location such as a temple dedicated to or strongly linked to your deity. If you attempt to cast the spell in this manner in an area that isn't dedicated to my deity, the spell has no effect. So the reason I'm asking is wondering if there's a temple to Gond anywhere here that I could set up in case we ever wanted to come back here.
Okay, so it says right here that because it said one of the questions that somebody asked was, can you have multiple sanctuaries for Word of Recall? It says, yeah, you can designate as many sanctuaries as there are places strongly linked to your deity.
That's what I was hoping.
Word of
That
Recall,
makes sense to
recall
me.
has 2 parts: the method by which you designate a sanctuary, the translocation back to one of your previously designated areas. But it has to be something that is linked between you and your deity.
Yeah.
And it has to be on the same plane.
Yeah, and it has
as
to be on
the
the same
caster.
plane. So it's not like you can't
Maybe I missed
do.
that part.
Yeah, you can't do.
Well, you have to teleport on the same plane.
Yeah. It says transportation by Word of Recall was completely safe over distances in any directions
obstacles.
through obstacles on the same plane as the caster.
So if there was a Gond temple here, you could designate it. In case you were ever back on that astral, you could get back to the city.
Yeah.
Is that like part of the
So like I feel like if you designated anything as of right now to be a sanctuary, that would be the temple that you grew up in, or the forge. Right.
Gotcha. Yeah, is it somewhere in the wording of the spell that it talks about cross-planar? Because I didn't see it in the spell.
No,
Is it-
it just says how does it
didn't
work for a recall across planes? And somebody asked.
I think that's
I was
just
looking for like
teleport.
other
Like a
people.
Crawford answer or
Teleport in
something.
general
Other people
doesn't
ask that
cross
question.
planes.
Okay. Good
That's
enough.
what I learned.
Yeah.
It's probably not worth it then.
Other people asked that question, and that was the answer that I gave.
I probably should have researched that before I came here.
Well, it's also one of those things. It's an interpretation thing, so it's still you need to ask.
You
the-
can't upcast
That's
it.
other people's opinions and interpretations.
So
Do we
yeah.
still need the sending stones since the kids are back now? Didn't we? 'Cause
Probably
we gave
not.
the sending stones.
Probably not.
We
You
gave the other one to the kids.
Yeah. You need to make something else out of them.
Or I can't make anything else until, because I'm at my limit of how many things I can make. But if we don't need the sending
Oh, so
stones,
the crafting
then I
bit.
can make something else.
Oh, apparently there is a limit to how many words of recall you can have, though. It says short-term memory, you can have up to 7. Like,
Probably need that.
item-wise.
As long as I can have multiple, that's cool. I don't know if it's worth me doing it here, just to say if I'm ever in Astral again to come back here, but
Only if you have.
good to know for
Only if you had a real reason to come back here.
prime material blank. Yeah.
I mean, it is a safe city with resources that we are somewhat good terms with. I do tell everybody when y'all
It is
show
true.
up
It
that
does suck to be stranded
we're
out.
headed out
in-
tomorrow
in
morning.
Astral.
So you're saying we don't need the stones anymore?
I don't think so.
Once the kids got back.
I'm gonna get rid of them. It's gonna free up some space for me to make something else.
Actually, I guess knowing how much it sucks to just be adrift in the Astral, I probably would at Swage try to find some kind of temple to God that I could maybe set up a sanctuary here.
Here?
Yeah, here. 'Cause I knew there was like a
I mean, there is a temple district.
there was a temple district and also the Smith's Cloister or something.
Yep.
So maybe just like on the way to the library, which I may or may not be on our jaunt through the city, but I'm not going to go out of my way. But if I happen to see or sense, a forging house or something that if I see imagery of Gond, any gears or anything like that, just keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception then.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, as you're going through the cloister of Smiths, you do see one forge. It doesn't have any traffic going in or out of it. It looks like a closed forge. You can hear somebody in the forge working, and it has an anvil symbol of Gond over top of it.
Door. There's like a door and it's shut.
Yeah, there's a door. It's cracked. You can kind of see some heat and smoke kind of escaping out the front end of it. It's a double door, kind of barn style door hinge. And when you're looking at it, it's kind of like that horse trough style, like overhang that's in there. So it's probably not a huge forge, but it's probably a pretty decent sized one.
Okay. Ellie, do you mind if we stop in here real quick? I'm just gonna gently kick open the door with my foot.
Okay. As you kick open the forge, you can see inside is a very heavy set. What do they call that? GIF fellow who's hammering at the forge. He's wearing blacksmith attire. He kind of has his goggles down as he's hammering away. You can just see the slag coming off of the piece that he's working on. It looks like it's kind of like a giant-looking spade of some sort.
I'll just clear my throat really loudly and try to get his attention. I don't want to startle him, but
Okay. After a few seconds, you hear the small teeming of the hammer as he kind of like runs down his rhythm. As he kind of slowly looks over. Hey, what are you doing in here?
yeah, brother. This is the House of Gond.
Gond is here.
Well, brother, my name is Swage.
You say brother like I should know who you are.
Somebody else called me brother on the Prime Material Plane when I walked into his House of Gond. I just figured that was a thing. But we could be brothers if you like. Brothers in faith.
Well, Gon does like anyone who can create. As he sits there, he takes the spade that he's been working on, shoves it back into the fire. As he lifts the goggles up, you can just see the soot kind of covered around as he's looking over. He is a very big individual as he kind of slowly waddles his way over towards you. So, what can I do for you?
What is your name?
My name is Gif.
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 Is that the name of your place too? Like Gif's place or something?
Yes.
What are you making? Looks like you're almost done.
I'm making a giant shovel for a couple of workers in the mine. I mostly do weapons and items for mine workers, as that is the most lucrative here.
You ever get inspired, or you seem like you're kind of drudging through the work?
Yeah, drudging through the work is one way, but it's work that needs to be done. Don does like creating things, but I have a service I need to provide to the people.
This is true. Well, I hope your shovel work goes swimmingly, I guess. If you need help, I can make a few more for you, free up some time.
This one I'm just repairing.
Okay.
But seems like you need something from me.
Kind of a question. Would you consider this a temple to Gond? Do you do prayers or devotion or anything like that here?
Anyone who works over the forge should pray. Pray that his
Amen.
hammer is true. Pray that God guides him. So I would say yes, it would be a temple of sorts. I don't know how the priests do it, but here, the hammer, the anvil, the fire, that's all you need.
How would you feel about me using this place as like a safety valve or a how should I put this? What if me and like 5 other people just showed up if I needed that to happen?
Haley's just standing there and just starts laughing. I'm so sorry, sir. Hi, my name's Haley, and I'll go up and introduce myself.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, at least this one has courtesy.
I apologize for my friend. He does stay in the forge for a long while.
Sometimes the fumes do get to your head.
I got a mouthful of dragon spider acid yesterday too. It's still a little fuzzy.
Yeah, he's had a week. Swage here is a very dedicated follower of Gon, and like I'll show some of the things that like Swage has made, and we're actually adventurers, and we actually went down into the caves to get rid of the issue of. So
yes.
we
Heard
were
about it. Giant creature down there
Yes.
fighting the giant worm. I've only seen the queen once.
same.
You will see her no more.
You won't see her anymore though.
But you killed the giant worm?
No, sorry, not that queen.
Wrong
We
queen.
killed the queen that was
Oh,
trying to kill
I
that
was going
queen.
to say that would be a bad day for
And
all of us.
Caius is okay. I don't know what the dragon queen's name was, but I have a piece of her. I have a few pieces of her. You want some?
No, I'm quite good. But yes, I did hear about the mine being reopened, which is good. We can get back to business.
So what Swage here is wondering is if our party could happen to use your forge to set up a way spot for us during our travels so we can come back to Sigil from time to time in a quicker manner during our adventures.
I don't know how that works.
He would do it with his gifts from Gon. So he would set up
No, I'm Gif.
not you gift, but like gifts, like powers, his abilities that
Oh, his divine intervention.
yes. So he would set it up through that here in your
I still have no clue how that works. But if that makes you feel better about whatever it is, that you have between you and Gond, by all means, I'm not going to stop you. Although I do think it is kind of creepy that you want to just show up with 5 of your friends.
I would let you know first. I can talk to you from anywhere I want.
Unless it
That's
was
not
over.
creepy at all. We
Well-
don't see very many of your kind here. Are you new?
Not new to the astral plane, no. I mean, recently new, I guess. This body maybe new. I don't know. It's weird. When I was a child, I was floating out there in the space a long time.
Child, you're grown.
I grew up here. I mean, yeah, who cares? I grew up here. And, it sucks
Why
to
do
be-
you keep looking at your wrist? Is there something on your wrist?
I think that was like my heart rate monitor telling me to chill out on the Red Bull.
Do I make you nervous, friend? Do I make you nervous?
It's gone telling him. Bad.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea. No.
So this is the strongest magic that Gond currently allows me. I just figured out how to do this today.
Yeah, Gond has never given me magic, but he does make sure that I do my job and I do it well. So, if it makes you happy, by all means.
This is the city of doors, and I would like to have my own door.
Well, it's my door,
That's
but you
Fair.
can borrow my door if that makes sense.
sure. Absolutely. And I don't really foresee having to use it, but just a little security would be nice.
Understood. Security is always good. I have a blanket that you could have if you want.
I don't have a blanket.
You don't have a blanket?
I think Jakai.
Give me 1 minute. As he sits there and he kind of walks out of the forge.
Okay.
You guys are in the forge by yourself for probably about 5 or 10 minutes, at least.
Then I will cast a 6th level word of recall in here, and just set the word because it's only a verbal component, and I'll just make it sigil. So it'll make it easy if I need to come back here. I'll just say
You'll
sigil.
remember.
Yeah.
While Swage is doing that, Pele's gonna whisper to Jakai, "This is the most awkward social interaction I've ever watched."
Jakai kind of just looks at you and then like,
And that I've ever watched, not that I've ever been a part of.
as he kind of sits there and he just sits there and he kind of looks at you and you just see images of Kaz interacting with Trisha. And then he just sits there and he goes,
You don't need to do that. I don't need to see that again. I don't need to see that again, Jakai.
Okay,
Did you
let's go
eat
for
his
it.
blanket? And this is shit, Jakai. Did you eat Swage's blanket? No.
And after a few moments, the kid comes back and he has this very nice blanket that has been patched together by, it looks like a quilt that has different patches that go all the way around it. He's like, yeah, this is a very good blanket.
Why are you giving me this?
Because it's security.
Oh, this guy's so sweet.
Security blanket.
Okay, let's get out of here before this gets weird.
Now you have door and you have blanket.
Well, my name is Swage. You let me know how I can help you. I don't know if you can. Well, shit, you don't have magic.
No. I don't understand that. But I am
We
giving.
helped him get back to
If
this.
you need shovels or picks or axes or anything else repaired, taken care of, created, I can do that.
Shovels, picks, and axes specifically.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't work with the hose though.
Because I used to be one.
Beat me to it. I've been getting like tons of Mr. Doubtfire references like the last couple weeks. I don't know what's going on.
I love that.
Something from the multiverse is leaking through for some reason. Maybe there's like a Mrs. Doubtfire universe, like the MCU
Or
somewhere.
Mrs. Doubtfire is getting ready to come back for like a week long on TV.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Hello, dearies.
Okay, well, thank you, Gif. We might be back someday. I'll let you know. I'll try to let you know before I become.
Very well.
But in all likelihood, it will be an emergency and it will just show up. Like I get swallowed by another frog demon or something. And my might just be me that.
That sounds very unpleasant.
It wasn't so bad.
I've only been swallowed by worm once.
A froghemoth?
No, worm.
Oh.
Didn't I say worm? I thought I said worm.
Either way, it's
I
all
just-
acid all the way down.
Heard that you had been swallowed once.
Yes. I heard there was some guy walking around saying he fist people. I don't understand how that works.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'm
Yes,
not
ma'am.
cute.
oh,
It
there.
was nice meeting you, Gif. I'm gonna walk out.
That's
Come
good.
on, Jakai.
Yep, let's head out. Thanks, GIF. GIF.
Bye, Switch. Alright. So it's now evening time. The city is kind of darkened. Shops are starting to close. People are starting to go home. What would you guys like to do?
We've done all the things, right?
What?
I said we've done all the things, right? We're done here.
Yeah, I'm ready
I'm
to get
satisfied.
some dinner. We can reconvene with everybody back at the tavern. Hopefully, Wizard Fist doesn't appear. Unless he's buying us more drinks.
Surely you bought a glove while you were out so you could deal with the fist. So you protect your fist.
Okay. As you guys are back at the inn, leaving, I don't know, Silas, do you tell everyone?
Yeah, I told everyone as I saw them so that it would get around.
Okay.
That we are to meet with Bosch
Oh, that makes it so
in the morning.
less
I
awkward.
talked to Baba. She was willing, but she understands if we don't see her.
Okay.
And a bundle of 2 books. Two books.
What's this?
Just some things I saw while I was out.
Oh,
They may or may not be of interest.
yeah, they
Did
opened
you catch the names of those 2 books? Sweet. I was writing other things down at that time.
No.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. I'll make it up.
One of them was
How'd you go?
definitely Astral Ships for Dummies.
Okay.
The other one was like super long.
It
like,
was airships.
yeah, Airship for Dummies, and then
There
it
was
was
a
like
small arms one too.
yeah, the other one was something about small arms. I
And
don't
then there
remember.
was a one on astral engineering and biology.
Yep.
That was kind of complex.
These look way better than the magazines. There's
Small
too many
Hands,
ads
Big
in
Guns. That's the name of the book.
No.
Big
you didn't
guns,
put
big
that
arms.
tinfoil
Small
in
hand,
my
big
work,
guns.
did
I did not. I put it on a plate. On there, how to put it on the brown plate.
You can have a soda and a brownie.
Um,
You got the names of your books, right?
One is the black and red. No, that is the ethereal something.
Black and red tattoo design?
Yeah, Black and Red Tattoo Designs Volume
Volume
1. And then the other one was 25 Psychedelic Women, Grayscale Coloring Pages, Adult Futuristic Grayscale. And then you know what the name of your book is, right?
With like features.
I heard a lot of names. I
That one I
heard,
wrote down.
That one I
is-
wrote down.
Was it Dungeon Bound?
Dungeon
Yeah.
Bound. And the cover that is on there as you're looking at it is a individual who's holding
Oh, I'm not putting that in my section.
a core, and he has a very muscular cat-looking woman and what looks to be like a snake, or a woman who has snake as hair, very muscular. on
They're
the other
both
side.
they're both very muscular.
Yes.
I'm very happy. This is a good book. Thank you, Silas.
The 25 psychedelic women.
Yes.
As I'm flipping through it, are there mature themes in this book? Or is it just
In the sense of it just has nudity.
okay?
And
Okay,
that, like there's no like
It's not erotic.
acts or
nudity.
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just like
But Silas then at this point realized.
yeah,
I would look
it's like
inside.
you know the
What about that? I read a book by its cover.
you
No,
know
what's
the
that?
red haired girl on the shell that's kind of like has a long red hair that kind of covers up her body.
okay.
But, like that type of stuff. It's very mature, but it's also at the same time very tactfully and tastefully done. It's not like
Artistic.
Got it. Okay. Thanks, Silas. This is really thoughtful.
I was out and about and I finished most of my business.
I'm kind of looking over the Pele's shoulder at her book, and I'm gonna say he bought me a book like that too.
Let me see.
I'll open the jar.
These are vastly different
no,
swing
there's no
casts.
pictures. Yours is literally just words.
Oh, mine's just like okay.
Yours is a
No,
novel.
it should be a couple of
Okay.
those. Yeah, his is
Yours is like Pele's like erotic novel.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
the only
mind.
thing that is has a picture on it is the front.
Okay, well I'll show her the cover then. I'll show her.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
I'll read the back.
Are you sure you want to?
Oh.
It says Gabriel was a successful magic student until his classmates framed him, forced him to join an adventuring guild to survive. Unfortunately, his career as an adventurer doesn't turn out quite as he was hoping. While on his first delve, he discovers more about monsters, dungeons, and souls than he ever imagined. With his knowledge comes the power and his new friends, but even as his erotic companions enrich his life, they also give him more to lose. When Gabriel learns that his first time isn't on the other side, he has to find ways as the dungeon master, quote unquote, before greedy adventurers and ravenous monsters strip away everything he holds dear. Disclaimer: Dungeon Bound contains casual nudity, explicit sex, sexy monsters, and a growing harem. A fantasy world with magic, mechanics, violence, revenge, crude humor, lots of profanity, dungeon cores, dungeon masters, magic, involved home invaders, and exhibitionists, ritual sacrifices, and a dungeon.
So this is basically how to build a dungeon, but a novel.
I'm
We've ever read the manga.
gonna
Manga.
hand it back to Kansas. I think our books are vastly different, but once you figure out what home invader means, let me know.
Oh, you're interested too?
I'm just really curious about an erotic novel
Chapter
with the
1.
theme
Chapter-
home invader.
Oh gosh.
As he was fisted.
Oh man.
Cool. So we get to leave tomorrow. Finally. So, Issei, we let you know what we're doing on the way back, right? Yes. Yes, we did. So once we get back, meet with the Red Ogres, finish up all that. Well, first, meet up at the outpost, finish with that.
What
Me-
is finish that? We still don't know who.
Who did it?
Who did it? Was it the one guy who ran away or the current guy?
Zerdus was heavily involved.
Yeah, Zerdus was involved.
Destroyed that form again, but he's been known to come back.
But I would still like to copy Captain Creepy Pants. Manure. That's it. I was like, what was it? It's like, it was a really shitty name.
Yeah, we still need to
No,
push the
it's
message
fine.
personal and let him know what the fuck's going on, because he probably doesn't know.
Yeah, I think we should just tell him, and then I can try and probe his mind, and if there's a hint of him knowing that it was going on ahead of time, then I think that we take him to, I don't know, whoever's in charge.
I bet he didn't know. He seemed like he didn't know, but we should find out.
Yeah.
Who, Percival?
No, Manure.
All manure.
And I think, and then we'll continue, and then after we meet with the Red Ogres, then we'll continue to the capital,
Oh, we should get a reward.
from,
Manure.
oh yeah, no matter what, we're getting that reward.
Yeah.
Because, the Red Ogres aren't going to be a problem for the outpost because
We'll
they got
become
them
their
killed
problem.
back. And then we can tell Percival that he can go back to Midward, or he can continue with us until we go back to Midward. But he'd probably die, so he should probably go back to Midward.
If you're with us, we might have to sacrifice you, like Mario sacrificing Yoshi to make the jump across the pit.
So I feel like we have a good plan of action once we get back.
So he stand letter to the king.
Yeah. And also tell the king what's going on in his realm.
Yeah.
Hopefully he knows.
We're gonna get there and the whole capital is destroyed, burned down to the ground.
Oh, that's the other thing.
We'll never deliver that message.
When I get back, I want to try and see if I could talk to Bahamut and, one, let him know that, Jakai is with us, and two, if he can give us the location where the seal was broken for the Elder Evil that Wizard Fist mentioned. And, yeah, I feel like,
Does Bahamut have temples or anything like that in the capital city?
Sigil?
No, not Sigil in our capital city.
Don't know. I haven't been there.
Huh?
Don't know. I haven't been there.
I'm asking. I spent like 4 or
Oh,
5 years
you.
there.
Oh, I think
Silas
I thought
was
you were
asking
asking-
because Silas spent like 3 or 4 years there. That's where he became roguey.
Ooh, let me check my temple district. There is one temple of Bahamut.
Okay.
You know it to be the biggest temple that is on Temple's Hill.
Yeah. There is a place that you might be able to commune with him more closely in the capital once we arrive,
okay.
which I think is the next place.
I haven't had an issue communicating with him. He just kind of forces his way in my head.
I just I don't say anything.
Oh yeah, that happened to me last night too.
What?
I had that little girl that has been following me around woke me up in the middle of the night. Turns out she's not a little girl. She is some kind of she is some kind of goddess of the astral plane or something. She made my weapon stronger.
Oh.
And she was like in this giant
What would this guy do?
construction, and she was inside of his chest, and she was like, "This is me," and also this is me. And she said, "I have completed my task, or I'm on my way to complete my task, which was assembling us as a team." Which I don't remember doing that, but I get credit for it with her. That seems great to me.
That works.
Oh, and we have to take care of the Elder Evil. So we already did that.
So things we were planning to do in any case.
Right.
I mean, was that by design? I don't know. As you guys look over, you see Wizard Fist going.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. What about Wizard Fist?
He's not at our table. That's all I heard.
Yes, I am not the wizard you are looking for.
You got that right.
Sorry, sorry.
You're only getting closer and
Why
closer
did
to
you
my
to the
being
list
a
of what we're
Jedi
not
dream.
looking
It's
for?
like,
Yeah.
do the jumps now.
I'll tell you about my monk on Monday.
But can you fist force? Exactly. You have long way to go, Padawan.
Don't make let's not start any aggressive negotiations over here.
But that's everything. So,
Alright. You guys finish your meal, have your drinks, and then I'm assuming head to your rooms?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. You all sleep peacefully in
no
your
visitations.
comfortable bed.
Plus, you're just laying there for a while going, I don't want no visitation. I don't want any, no dreams, no prophecies, no, I'm Aaron Boyd, that's all I am. What you got to know.
Yes, everyone has an uneventful sleep, except for Issei. Issei, you are awoken to soft lap of your mistress, as she kind of like strokes your hair out of your way. Well, I'm glad you were able to get one contract done today. I mean, it's been how long?
I mean, it hasn't been. I lost count. That long? Question mark.
You know, when I turned you into what I turned you, I thought that you were going to be, good at your job.
I saved your life. I never promised to be good at anything else.
Right. Except you're not even good at that because you're not even here.
Well, I will be. Eventually. Can I get like a postcard, like laminated placard stuff I'm supposed to do? I keep forgetting.
You know what? I won't give you a placard laminated name tag that basically says everything you're supposed to do, as you're supposed to already be doing it.
Yes.
But I did refill your pack with some more contract papers, so get to it, because it's not helping me, and my power level is not going up.
Yes, mistress. I'll
Thank
get right to it.
As she sits there and kind of like lulls you back to sleep, and you awaken to your room.
To what?
To your room.
Nice.
I thought you said your broom. I'm like, why?
Because I have to clean. It's on my list.
Are you sharing a room with anyone, or you have your own room by
No.
yourself?
Not
Okay. Yeah, you totally are like coddling your pillow.
my what? My Wii Fu pillow?
Yeah, your wee food pillow.
That's on brand. That makes sense.
All right. Next morning, you all awaken, have breakfast, and head over to the palace, where Borsha is waiting for you all. As you guys come in, he takes you down the right corridor where you saw people coming in and out of doors, some of them carrying papers and whatnot. As you probably go down about 3 or 4 doors, you are entered into a big chamber which has a magic sigil on the floor. Kind of similar to the one you saw in the Basilisk fight, and the one that had the staff that somebody threw it into. I'm not going to name names. You can see that the sigil is already lit up and a portal has already been generated. As Warsha looks at you, he's like, well, it has been a pleasure, and I hope you all have safe travels. If you are ever back in Sigil, by all means, you can stop by and look us up. Hopefully the war won't be too bad, but I imagine it probably will be pretty bloody. Or at least we're hoping.
Pele's gonna go up to Portia and just like put an arm on his shoulder and just say, "It was great fighting with you. We'll see you on another battlefield."
You as well. You have been a very honest warrior. I appreciate that.
No one's ever said that about me before.
Well,
Being honest.
I speak true from the heart.
You are also an honest warrior.
Can't wait to see what runes you have next time we see you. I smile and show him my 4 runes on my grill.
Very.
Maybe you get the sky. I'm not sure what sky one is. I think I could fly with it. Maybe.
That would be impressive. A giant furry man running around flying in the air. I could see it.
I could see you do it too. Find the rune that says
Oh,
fly. Copy this.
Don't know about flying. Maybe jumping really high like this guy. Silas, it has been interesting.
Yeah.
I hope that you don't have any more scary adventures.
Oh, I will, but I will deal.
Who will?
And as you are walking by, he hands you a necklace and gives it to you. I know you
Well,
have.
don't you check this? Mean we're married or anything?
No.
Okay.
And
Just checking. Don't know the culture.
Yeah, he's gonna whisper to
he
Kat.
hands
I
this to
think he's
you, and
proposing.
he kind of like closes your hand, and he goes, "I know sometimes you worry about your frailty and your inability to do things.
I can do many things.
You know that.
Yes, living. That's different.
This hopefully will help you.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I
lets
appreciate it.
You say, "You're interesting." And then he sits there and he finally looks over at Kaz. Kaz. I hope one day you embrace your tribe as much as they've embraced you. And remember, there is no such thing as tribeless. And he goes to clasp your hand.
Okay. Clasp his hand in return.
And then you all head into the portal.
As we go to head into the portal, I'll say, I think he means we're your tribe. So I'll walk through the portal.
Yeah, I know. I think I've embraced you guys pretty well.
I didn't mean coddle. I didn't mean hold. I didn't mean cradle. I meant embrace, like metaphysical.
As we're leaving, I'm gonna tell him that I'm starting a new tribe for Goliaths who are tribeless, and that if he wants to meet in Midward after this is over, that's where I'm gonna start sending everybody. For now.
If I'm not too busy, I might actually stop by. Also, if Lady of Pain hasn't killed half of the council by then, that would be probably the ideal time.
I went through the portal.
Yeah, I would have, after that, I would have
I'll
walked
just
through.
say, remember my voice, because you may hear it again soon. That kind of portal.
Yeah. He knows that.
I'm going to talk to you in your brain.
Alright. And Silence, do you go in?
Yeah.
Okay. You say?
I go to walk in and trip right in front of the portal. And then get up and go.
Oh, I was going to reach through and pull you through.
He's like, guys, taking too damn long.
Like feel around on the ground for you. Like, oh, there he is.
Okay.
Little fist assist.
Alright. Who thinks they have lucky rolls tonight?
Oh boy, never me.
Not you.
Not me.
Yeah, we were.
We already figured that out.
Got some ones out of the
What
way
dice
right
are we
there.
rolling? How many sides?
I've
It'll
rolled
be a
once.
I rolled 5
D100.
with advantage, so probably not me.
I rolled
Oh,
a
then maybe I got it out of the way.
Pele. Pele's the boss.
Okay.
Put the responsibility on
You
her.
got this, boss. You can do
We
it.
have faith in you.
Now we can be mad at
If you
her.
mess up, we will teach you all night
I'm
long.
picking
What are we rolling for?
my luckiest.
We don't know. We will see.
It's a D20?
My luckiest dice.
No,
D100.
temptation.
Oh, D100.
See if we land
Oh,
on the right
D100,
planet.
okay.
We're on the moon looking down. There's our place.
Luck be a lady.
You know what? I normally always roll 70s in the D100.
And this cannot be interfered or used with Ben Luck or even your
Yeah.
reroll ability.
Teleport to like the center of the earth and burn alive. Crushed by the gravity.
Fire resistance. Oh, crushing.
I got a 40.
Crushing.
Fire resistance just means you suffer longer.
Okay, easy.
Test drive.
Can I have you verify my number, please?
Oofy, dude.
100,
Oh, no.
122. Whatever happens, happens.
76.
As you all go through the portal, you feel that stretchy, that pulley, that kind of spirally, yeah, that just elongated like walk through a corridor that just never ends for only a few moments, and it feels like you get to your destination, and as you're getting ready to step out, and you can kind of start to see the ogre lair. You can even see some of the ogres kind of like frozen in time, right where you guys are, as you're getting ready to walk out. It's almost like the room does a 180, and you can just feel a shift. And as that shift goes, as soon as you step out, you are now in a stone room, probably 10 by 10 cell looking room. It's completely made of stone. You can kind of see some metal bars up at the top, and then a door off onto the right hand, back left hand side. And as soon as you guys finish going through, the portal shuts, and you can see a sigil that is also on the ground, but it is red and it is kind of flashing as you guys are standing there.
Should have just paid for this.
How big is the sigil on the
It's the same size as the one that was in the room that you guys stepped through, going towards the ogre area. So
Is it a teleport circle?
it is a teleport circle, but different than the one that was in Lady of Pain's area.
It would have to be.
We got hacked.
No doors?
There is one door.
one door, and then there's a window towards at the top.
What's the
There
door
is
made
light.
of?
There is light in the room. There's a giant crystal that's sitting on the top that's illuminating the room, with enough light to make it visible in there, but not like daylight. But it is better than torches or a brazier.
Do I have all my things?
Yeah, you have all your stuff.
I'm gonna run up to the door and try and pull it.
As you go to try and pull it, it is locked.
Is there a little window in the door?
There is a little window in the door.
What do I see outside the window?
You can't see anything because it's closed.
Oh, can I open?
Mm-mm.
Darn it!
It's on the other side.
I'm gonna bang on the door and be like, "Excuse me."
I'm gonna bend down and start examining the circle.
I'm
Trying
gonna
to
stand by the
learn
door
it.
with Taylor.
Deja vu.
Hello? Hello? Is somebody in there?
Yes. We were trying to get home from a different dimension, and we popped in here.
Oh shit, it worked. Okay.
What worked?
It's completely fine. Don't worry. Who are you guys? Do you have a name? Do you have identification? You said you're from a different plane.
I'd
That would be
really,
interesting.
I'd really like to see you before we give you any other.
Yeah, I
information.
know you probably. I don't even know who's talking now.
Can you tell us what plane
I'm
we're
all
on?
up on the door, ready for the window to open.
Yeah, this is the Kósmos. I don't know what else to tell you. It's
Okay,
only-
okay, that's our original plane. We were in the astral plane.
Oh, okay. So you guys do have names and identification. You guys got adventurer's badge. You got anything that has anything that shows that you guys are
I can't.
registered.
We're with the borrowed souls.
Borrowed souls. Okay. Can you give me like 5 minutes to do a quick check? There will be some individuals to come in the room. Do not be hostile, please. Do not be hostile. I don't want to clean the room with blood-stained walls. It takes forever, and I don't have enough.
Clean that shit up.
I don't have enough.
And you might cry
stuff.
when you see your companions.
Yeah.
What city are we in?
Don is panicking.
The city you're in,
Yeah.
you're in the capital.
Where were all the other competitors?
Guys, we weren't supposed to go
So-
here.
Well, we're here
Listen,
now.
she gave us a free trip we had to wait days for, and it didn't even get us to where we were supposed to go. We could have paid for this and been home 3 days ago.
It still could have messed up. Who knows?
Anyways,
That's
I can still hear you guys talking. It's interesting the story that you're telling. But give
I'm
me-
fighting
give me
whoever
a few
comes in
minutes.
this cell.
Oh, you.
No. They're just gonna
It's
check our
fine.
papers.
It's fine. We're
Okay,
just frustrated.
if you make any more threats, I will have to release a toxin in there that will put you all to sleep. So I would prefer not to do that.
Well, half of
honestly.
us are Elvish, so that's not gonna work.
You can just
Why would
you
you
can
tell
just go
him?
check the name. If it also helps,
No,
we're
it's
also
our
on
fault.
a mission from
God.
Shasta
At least
back
four.
in Sidon. Sidon.
Like Shasta what?
Just which of the Blues Brothers is he? That's the question.
What was Shasta's last name?
I'm gonna have to really
Bastards
know.
don't have last names. You know this. Come on, it's Shasta.
He's a cat man. Flamboyant.
He's just-
Want to go up to the door? Go.
Wears a nice hat.
Shasta Snow.
Unknowingly had a ghost for a butler.
He didn't give us his last name.
Is the door or anything around it have any magical symbology?
Not that you can see.
Can I
I'm
tell?
gonna cast detect
Do you
magic.
need running room for the juggernaut? No?
I just have to dash, so at least 5 feet, I guess.
Send
Just
foot-
cast
send
detect
foot-
magic, and I'm checking the doorway in the room to see if it has magic.
Can I
The
tell?
whole
Other-
room is magic.
Is it what kind of magic?
Oh.
The kind that reflects magic.
Okay. Does it? It obviously doesn't have anything to stop teleporting because the circle works, right?
Right.
Okay. And grab Kaz's shoulder and I dim door on the other side of the door.
You do what?
Dim door. Dimension door on the other side of the door.
Did you have to see where you're going?
Nope. Not with dim door.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So you grab Kaz and you dimension
Just
door.
dim door. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming it doesn't stop magic because the circle worked.
It's true. It does. A portal or an archway opens as soon as you step into it. An archway opens on the other side. You are now in a corridor and you are surrounded by probably 10 guards on the back side of you, 10 guards on the other side of you.
I just want like
Just-
5 feet on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's guards coming down.
Okay. Kaz, don't attack him. Just let him come, and I'll turn around and open the door.
Already like
As
halfway
you
out.
go to open it, there is no handle.
I start examining it.
You said, so
I just like a
Yeah.
glance to see
Yeah.
if there are locks or whatever.
there isn't any locks that you can visibly see.
Okay.
But you do know that it's probably a mechanism or something that causes it to open.
Does it seem like it's magical in the sense that I say something and it opens?
No, it looks more like it's pneumatic.
Okay. I'll start examining.
Silas, will you open the window?
Yeah, that does have a little slide door.
Now that I can see outside, Misty Step.
I'm also going to Misty Step.
It's gonna be. We're all gonna be asses.
So,
Run down the corridor.
Misty
and-
step. You're now standing next to Kaz, and Silas is kind of looking, and just mist blows by. And
Crammed
it's
in
like,
away.
Can
Just be
I?
like,
Now that
Wait,
the window's
we'll have a
open,
minute.
can I try to
I'm already 2 minutes into casting a fabricate to turn the bars into something else.
like grab a hold of the door like by the bars in the window and try to like just yank the door off the wall?
I'm gonna grab the letter from Shasta and hold it out and say, "We need to see the king."
I'm still trying to rip the door off the wall.
While he's doing that,
like 1 foot on the wall.
yeah, go ahead and
like,
make me a strength check.
I'm still stuck.
I'm like standing so he can snatch the door out.
Is the metal? Can I like help him because the metal's getting softened from fabricating? Like I'm like pulling on it, trying to do something with it. And he's
When
pulling
you're trying to fabricate the bars that he's trying to pull on.
Yeah.
If anything, I think it would just make it pliable. And
it's just.
Oh.
19.
So the door is solid except for like
Oh,
this
okay.
metal bracket that's up the
Yeah.
top, so you can kind of see out of.
Gotcha.
On the other side, it's basically just to let air in. That's all.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Chateau,
it is.
it's Chateau d'If in here.
Yeah. What'd you say?
19.
19.
It is.
It doesn't budge.
No, I'm still trying. Doesn't matter. All that pay they keep talking, I'm still trying to rip that
I'm
door off
sick.
the wall.
We're not here to
Taking
fight.
it from the other side.
But we're here to see the king, and
You
we're-
guys have weapons drawn on you, and you can see they don't look like they're playing around. They think now that you are a threat, as you guys have broken out of the area that the guy told you not to break out of.
No, he never said that.
Also, the room,
I have rights!
Who's still, who's still,
You can't just kidnap. You can't just pull people out of like
who's
thin
still
air.
in the room?
Sway did you
Sway.
say? I guess.
So a gas now is starting to
Swage
fill the
an
room.
essay, right?
Yeah, I'm
Because
still.
you don't have competition.
As the gas is starting to fill the room,
I hope I'm right.
you can sit there and see that one of the guards starts to kind of make a way, because there's 10 guards, so they're like two,
Yeah,
two,
there's-
like they're
There's first.
they make way, and a very imposing looking Leonid walks
Oh,
Up
I
to
looked
you.
over
thank
at
you.
his skills.
not like
No,
right
I
up
looked
to
over
you,
at
but
his skills. I was
I
like,
got them all.
and you can see that
My
he is
lowest- my
wearing
lowest one's a seven.
not like full plate, but he's wearing like partial plate armor. He has the crest of the Selena King's crest on it, or at least you assume that's what it is. And he has a giant longsword off to his side, as well as a shield. What are you doing down here?
trying to open this door, and I got 2 feet up on the wall now.
Does he resemble Shasta?
Are you raging?
No.
Okay, so
Make a
enhance
history check.
strength, so you do it at advantage.
Well, I got a 19 and didn't get it.
Yeah, but you can roll
26.
26. He does resemble Shasta, but not like a lot. He kind of has some of the similar features that Shasta has, but also bigger.
I'm gonna hold on very tightly to the letter and I'm gonna be like, you look like you're related to Shasta. Half brother, cousin, distant cousin.
It's not time to do a genealogy right now, Bailey.
It's okay.
He kind of just looks at you up and down. How do you know my brother? Or
No.
half brother?
And in
guess
very,
it-
very fast fashion, with no breaths, she tells the story
He tried to sacrifice us.
of meeting Shasta, or of going to Sedan.
He stops you about like a quarter of the way of your elongated story. I don't have the time nor the patience for this. That's why we were trying to check you out.
You just.
Everyone who's in the room, who is not Elven, to make a Constitution save.
What if I want to?
So I can hold my breath for 5 minutes. I don't know how long I've been in here, but
Can
if I
I-
see gas coming in and there was already a threat that gas was coming in.
Oh, you gotta hold your breath for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Cool.
hold my breath for 5
She's talking. So
Okay, I'll make a. What is it?
Constitution save.
Constitution save.
How long can you hold your breath for?
I don't need to breathe.
Oh, you don't need to breathe at all.
No.
Okay, cool.
30, 20.
Send everything.
Just don't need to breathe.
You don't fall. You don't fall asleep.
I will lay down like I'm about to fall asleep.
Okay.
I will 100% act like I'm falling
Oh,
asleep.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh, the vapors.
So, we're the Borrowed Souls. We're not in any registry per se, maybe. We, like I said, we died and came back to life. And we've been working on trying to prevent the Elder Evils from being unleashed, and we need to see the king. I got a letter.
Yeah, none of you guys know that I don't have to breathe, so I just fall down.
The letter's kind of
Yeah,
like a
I
little
see what you
crumpled and everything, and
You failed.
been on the road for a while.
Yeah.
And
He's
we
like, show me the seal.
Get insight. What's your deception?
just gonna hold both edges really tightly and like show him the seal.
Yeah. I haven't.
Very well. Hold on. Follow me. As
That
he
would be
sits there, and he's like,
concerned,
open the door. And he turns around and starts to walk as the guards behind you basically get
You
right
can
up
probably
next
tell
to you guys to like, let's go.
Our friends in the room?
Yeah, they're waiting for him.
I'm gonna walk
as
in
the door
and
opens.
Oh, okay.
Kaz is kind of like still holding on to it as the door
swings back.
starts to slide up.
I'm gonna.
Damn
As soon
it.
as you do, I'm gonna stone shape my own door.
I'm gonna see Issei on the ground and walk in and pick him up.
You gonna cradle him?
Yes.
I continue to lay down like I'm asleep.
I'm not saying anything.
What did you do to my boy? My son. My son.
Bailey's gonna look at everyone and say,
He was only 14.
it's just a child.
How could you?
As you guys are walking down the corridor, you see a couple more of these like cell-like areas as you're walking by. As you get to the end of the corridor,
Are
it
there
opens.
people in any of them? Or are
Not
there...
that you can tell, and they're closed.
There
Oh,
were
you're
windows.
opening the windows.
I just opened one. I don't
Yeah,
like
there's
opening them all.
nobody. There's nobody in them. They're empty.
Is there a
There is a sigil.
circle?
Yep, down on the bottom. As you
I'll
guys
close it.
get out of
Unplug.
that corridor and into more of a open foyer kind of area, you can see there is one set of stairs that kind of leads up into a circular pattern, and you are in a now circular room. You can kind of see portholes onto the left hand side that lead out. You can see sunlight coming in from the windows. As you guys get into it, he leads you down the stairs as you guys wind down. You get into another room that has another corridor, but it doesn't go very far until you're in a waiting area of sorts. not a prison per se, but definitely a room that is for detainees of some sort, whether they be dignitary or people of interest. They have a little waiting area for you guys. Stay here. We will check out if this is accurate, and if so, we can discuss how we'll move forward from there.
By sending us where we were going originally.
That is not my concern. As the Leonid turns around and kind of growls as he walks out the room.
So, H, can you send a message to Shasta?
Bad kitty.
I can, but he's. Yes. What does he got to do?
As you say bad kitty, you kind of just hear a low growl down the hallway.
So that was weird.
Anybody got a spray bottle? We'll just spritz him next time we see him.
Does
After-
he know, like a secret word to say to his
After
brother
a
to chill
few,
him out?
Nope.
after a few moments of being in
That's
the
what I'm saying.
waiting-
Ask
They
him
don't
if-
like him.
Oh, they don't like him.
Yeah. His. Sorry.
after a few moments of being in this waiting room, a little gnome kind of comes in. Oh, you guys are the ones that were in the room, right?
Not
And
anymore.
the voice does sound very familiar, as it sounds like the guy who was talking on the room box. I don't know how else to describe
The
it.
intercom?
I mean, it is an intercom, but your characters wouldn't really know what an intercom is. It's just a box that
Using
had
the
noise
message
come out.
device.
Send
Yeah.
the stone box.
How do I wake him up?
You just slap him in the face. It should wake him up. I would prefer to do it really hard, as sometimes that gas can be really, really good sedative.
Yeah,
You probably
kidnapping
like
and
it.
date raping seems
Yeah,
like a
I
great
know.
idea for the capital.
Well, it's not our job to be kidnapping. It's just when we have portals coming.
That's
from
just
other
what the
dimensions.
government does!
Quite the fucking hero.
That's just what the government does! They just kidnap people.
Who the fuck are heroes? I don't know anyone who's heroes, by the way. But second of all,
Definitely not you guys.
yeah, we already know it's not you guys either. So, all we know is that you guys died on some mountain and then came back.
Yes.
That doesn't make you heroes. That just makes you dead people.
No, no,
Came
no, no,
back.
no.
That was like our birthday. Like we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
to do a lot after that to become heroes.
Hold on. Emotions are very high right now. And
Apparently. I'm trying to explain to you what happened, but you guys don't want to hear it. You guys just want to blame and call names and stuff.
go ahead.
And
Go
slap
ahead.
this guy. I mean, he needs to be woken up, because I'm not going to explain this twice. Alright?
Okay, I smack him.
Who?
You say.
I jolt awake.
No good. You're awake.
What happened?
Exactly.
I'm gonna gently sit him on the ground.
Doesn't make him wobbly. Thanks, bud.
We like to be nice to people.
I don't know about that.
I know.
I've already heard.
Yeah,
stories
you don't know about that because you guys aren't nice to people.
Heard you threatening an official.
I'm threatening you.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, again, we weren't here to try and kidnap you guys. It's just when we have portals that come from different dimensions, especially with what's been going on.
So,
we have to enact protocols.
Those cells
to
better
stop.
be filled with people coming through portals and not just us.
Well, you're the first people that have actually
Mhm,
have
convenient.
come through.
That's
It's not my
convenient.
fault.
Convenient.
I mean, ever since the freaking island over off of the coast of freaking.
What's the name? Come on. What is it?
Go look it up, man. Shut the fuck up.
The island off to the coast of what?
Costa Rica.
Kayla gets like
He's
very,
a
very serious.
He's the new
He's the
Blar.
new
Island off of the coast of Voldon. After that whole area and the island of Pavari,
Is that Paley's song?
Paveir. That sound right?
I need to see the map to remember.
Oh, sorry. I can pull up the map for you real quick.
Ryan taught me how to make fart
Oh,
noises
yeah,
with
that's
my hands.
easier than what I was
Orion
doing.
did.
Yeah.
Wow, those are pretty. That's pretty good. I can't do them that good. I can kind of.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
I think we said that her island was like
Can't do it
southeast
the other way.
of Port Marsh. Or Port Neth.
I used to be able to do it pretty good, but I can't do it anymore.
Some of those skills you lose when you get older.
Port Marsh?
Port Neth. Neth?
Can't do it. Okay.
You talking about the Black Marsh or the Wyvern Islands?
Started shaking my underarms to avoid.
Yeah, Wyvern Islands. That's it.
Okay.
It's so much easier.
Okay.
Still
So,
Pele's.
yeah, this whole area, including this area, have gone dark.
Okay.
So-
Pele's gonna turn to the group and she's gonna say, in all honesty, it makes sense.
So, and it's not just us. Nethys has also started doing it, and I mean, honestly, I couldn't believe it when Adonis also sit there and decided to.
Madonna.
What?
I had to look down at the map. I was like, Nethys? What the? Oh, that's an area. Okay, not the god from Pathfinder. That's the thing that happens in fantasy, man. Word just is the same word on accident.
Yeah. Madonna's also enacted interdimensional travel ban as well. Everything that comes in from different dimensions gets portaled into different areas. Where did you guys come from? Which dimension?
So we work
The
in
astral
Astral or
plane.
celestial?
The astral plane.
So yes, due to astral or celestial, you come here. If you're coming from the infernal or the hellish regions, you're gonna go to Madonnas. And if you're coming from the Fae or even the Underdark, for whatever reason, you're gonna go to Nethys. So we have these protocols in place to prevent another issue like we had when the Spellscar. So that is why you are all here. Now,
so we work in that.
So I'm sure you're well aware of the giant portal beneath the town of Durnwall, just outside your doorstep. The one we entered in to get to the astral plane, where a man that we are familiar with because we killed him once was kidnapping children by the tens.
no, actually, I did not know.
Oh, and it was open for a while
I mean,
too.
it's like 3 miles from here.
It's a huge portal. Like
Well,
this isn't.
This only happened 2 weeks ago when we lost communication with that whole area.
This was like
and-
days.
Oh, this has been since then.
What, that giant portal?
Yes, it's been.
Yeah, we've only been gone from here.
2 or 3 days?
With the time differential.
Like a day,
2
yeah.
days.
2 days
At best.
At most, like a day and a half.
Interesting.
It is terrible at your job.
I
We
wonder
have-
if they were using some type of anti-detection magic.
Convenient.
Yes, that would make sense.
We have a lot.
I mean, do you have any of the evidence of that, or proof? Anything that we can
We will
research?
once everything gets situated on who we are, we'll sit and we'll convene with everything. But right now, there's so much going on, and emotions are really high. I think everyone needs to take 5, you included, sir.
Wow. If anyone's hot, I think it's you. And I'm not talking because your hair's on fire. I'm just saying, like,
I'm gonna accidentally bump into him very hard.
He's gonna be like, Cass,
Whoa.
sit down.
I'm gonna sit on him.
Not on him. Need everybody to cool down.
I mean, I was cool as a cucumber when I came in here.
Uh-uh.
I'm only reacting to the hostile intentions of these cohorts that you call friends.
I don't
And
think
you're
he's seen
causing it to
hostile yet.
accelerate.
Well, I'm just trying to do my job. And I just came in here to explain
Ransom.
why you guys are where you
Kidnap.
are. And not where you were supposed to be.
Thank
Yes.
Okay? I'm just trying to do my job.
Well,
And
let's
I'm
explain.
also a researcher
Still
and
doesn't
would
feel
like
consensual at all.
to actually hear more about this portal that you guys are talking about. It sounds fascinating.
you. I don't even know you, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Jerome. Nice to meet you.
Jerome what?
Jeremy.
Get in the bag. It's a J name.
It's a J name.
It's a G name. Thank you very much. I spelled it with a G.
Jerome.
Jerome.
Well,
Not anymore. It's a J name. Get in the bag, little man.
They have a fascination with collecting the J's.
What?
Apparently.
Jerome, could you do me a huge favor?
I mean, I can try.
Could you wait until we figure out more about what's happening with us, and we'll all sit down and have the conversation all together?
Provided the king allows it.
Okay. Very well. He turns around and he starts to walk away.
Bye, Jerry.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay?
I think it might be best for you to go for a bit.
Some hospitality would be nice. Tea, some food.
I'll see what I can do. He turns around and closes the door.
A view of the outside.
You guys do have, there's porthole windows.
Our freedom.
Oh, can we see?
Yeah, you can see outside.
There are levels within 500 feet.
Oh, Jonathan.
Do another jailbreak.
I wasn't sure how many people had seen the movie and were gonna get the reference.
The Great Escape.
I love at the end
We're gonna
when
eventually
Hugh
get to
Grant
see
tries
the
the same
display
thing.
or deliver the message or whatever.
I love at the end when Hugh
Now
Grant
the
tries the
letter,
same
are we supposed
thing
to give it
and
like
the
directly to
window's
the
gone.
king, or just see that he gets it, or what?
Thought there'd be a window.
I don't think anybody knows.
Knows
The,
what?
the letter. We're
What?
supposed to give it to the king,
Yes,
or give
the
it
letter.
Bailey's cooling or chilling. Are we supposed to give it directly to the king, or to someone
Directly
that
to the
gets?
king.
Okay. Someone needs
Nobody
to
here.
Probably said fucking happy birthday or some shit on it.
Yeah, something stupid. Hey, Dad, what you doing?
All I know is the tip on delivery ought to be fantastic.
Money, please.
Money me, daddy.
Well, if 10
I find
minutes
it
go by,
like
I
Shasta-
sit down and
Shasta's
start
like
casting
the-
Identify on
the,
this necklace that he gave me.
Okay.
The Ralphio twins and Parks and Rec. Money,
After,
please.
after about 5 or 10 minutes, the door does open. A couple of servants bring in some food and some drink. Not alcohol, but drink. Some juice and looks like finger sandwiches.
What happens if I try to follow them out the door?
No, yes. Let's not make this any worse than it is.
I still have like 60 feet of stone shaking. Just make a tunnel real quick.
Pele's gonna just
We'll
like
just make the thing.
be
bigger.
quiet
We
the whole
have
time
more.
we're waiting and lean up against a
We do
wall.
Batman stuff.
How big is this room that we're in now?
The room you guys are in is probably, I'd say, probably twice the size of this room here.
Plenty of room for fireball.
I see just Kaz just like pacing around.
Yeah, Kaz
pacing your face.
Kaz is pacing. He doesn't like being locked up. He's pacing back and forth, right by the door.
That's why I need to get some boots like this. I'm like, do my spider climbing. So you can walk all the way around the wall. Gives you more pacing space.
Vaughn is trying to disassociate so that he doesn't panic.
Oh, there's a window. We can always get out.
Jump.
Swage leans more towards agoraphobia
Every 45 seconds.
over claustrophobia, so he's not like freaking out yet. But
It's not.
he's not freaking out. He's getting mad though.
It's not like claustrophobia. It's just he doesn't like being locked up. I guess like
So-
not being allowed to go and do what he wants to do doesn't.
Yeah, but I mean, we can get out at any point in time.
The item that you identify is called the Amulet of Indispensable. So, it says that it is a wondrous, very rare item. It does require attunement, though. It's called Essential Individual. While you are attuned to this amulet, your Constitution score is increased by 2, a maximum of 20. You have what's called Lifesaver's Dash. Your speed is increased by 20 feet when moving towards a friendly creature which has dropped to 0 hit points. You also have what's called Swift Response. When you heal a creature which has taken damage since the end of your last turn, you may re-roll all 1s and 2s on the dice. You may use this feature for healing spells, abilities, and potions.
I posted that in the loop.
Smart.
And it looks like 2 hands holding a heart.
Yep.
Gross.
Kind of cool.
After what seems about like 10 or 15 minutes after the food and drink came You hear a knock at the door.
Come in.
After a few seconds,
Oh shit.
what?
Nothing.
What?
No. The swift response, I mean, you roll 1s and 2s. I roll nothing but D4s when I use my sword.
I know.
But it doesn't keep me alive.
Yeah, well.
I mean, 2 constitutions and a few more hit points, but
Yeah.
it's giving up something else.
A
It's a tough choice.
very dark
Keeps you alive thinking about it. So if
lioness
you're running towards a friendly, I
walks
can
in the room,
book it the other direction. For you to
followed
follow.
by another individual that's following behind her. It looks more cheetah-like, younger, not by much, probably a
Make
little
look
bit
my intelligence
younger
beams.
than Shasta, if you had to guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to gauge ages with
My intelligence is good down by 2. but I
more
can survive that.
animalistic individuals. As this lioness comes in the room, she's dressed in a very nice gown. It doesn't superly overflow, but it is enough to kind of like
What's your
show
intelligence?
that she does have some air of
20?
importance when she comes in. Are you
Yeah,
all
would not
the
have an aim.
bar
I can
of
I
souls?
can tune up to 4 items.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't help
Very
you
well.
because it makes you 19 if you're already 20. I was thinking about keeping
Queen
an amulet
to
because
this
I have
region,
an amulet and get ready.
and
Amulet
have
of
been
intellect.
asked to bring you all
Oh, you were
before the
thinking about
king.
giving me the
You said you needed an audience, and that you have a letter from Shasta. At the moment she mentions Shasta, you see the cheetah-like girl that's behind her kind of flick her ears, and you can kind of see what looks to be like a tail that kind of wags a little bit before she realizes that she's doing it, and then stops all movement and kind of just looks down at the ground stoically.
Yeah, we have the letter.
Very well. Follow me. And she turns around and escorts you out. It takes you guys probably about 5 or 10 more minutes, walking through various corridors and up and down different flights of stairs. Almost as if they're kind of leading you around, maybe a longer route than needed to be to get to the chamber of the king. It's not a throne room. You guys are brought into a small seating area. The king is already seating at one of the couches, and there's a table and another set of seating area on the other side. Enough for 4 people to sit in the couch, and then there's a couple of chairs that are also behind it as well. As you guys walk in, he stands up. Oh, please come in. Come. As this is your first time seeing him, he is a very dignified looking leanin. Has a very nice mane. He does have some gray that's kind of going through it. He's got this golden like mane that kind of goes down with these streaks of white through it. He does have a scar that kind of comes down over one of his eyes. And you can even see that his nose has kind of been maybe broken quite a few times. And he is muscular, but not to the point that he's like overly muscular. Yeah, not to the point to where he's like young muscular. It's more of a lean, as he is kind of older. You can definitely tell that he still holds his power, and he holds it very well. As you guys come in, he's like, "Please sit." I was told that you have a letter for me.
Yes. It's from your son, Shasta.
Very well. As he takes it and he hands it over to his wife, who looks at the letter front and back, as there's no writing really on the front other than to his father, as he sits there and looks over, sees the crest, and then she breaks the seal, pulls up the paper and kind of looks it over, and then hands him the paper. While this is all going on, you can see that a couple of stewards have come in. They've started pouring drinks and sitting them out in front of everybody. anyone who's sitting in the back row in the chairs, they're handing the cups with the tea to you. They also have a small plate of food as well as some milk and sugar off to the side.
I set the tea on the table and I don't drink it. But I tell the stewards thank you.
And they all look at you as they are all an animalistic kind of race, either cheetah or rabbit or even kind of surprisingly looks like a hybrid of a hyena of some sort. One of the gentlemen that's kind of in the back who's staying by the cart.
Anna's happy to see so many animals.
Yeah, you don't go unnoticed. Trust me. After a few moments of the king reading the letter and then handing it back to his wife, well, that is quite an interesting tale that he has written about. People coming back from the dead, green smoke, and a crazy individual.
You guys just had 2 islands flip away, right?
That is
It's
what
tied.
has been said, yes.
It's tied to this.
We are not sure about that
I am. We are.
yet. Oh, and we're just supposed to take the words of adventurers?
You don't have to.
We don't know?
You don't have to take our word. But we've been fighting these cultists and we've been fighting these forces that are trying to release the elder evils. We prevented one. And we've engaged with somebody that's higher up in charge of this whole operation, and he escaped us.
Oh, and what's this individual's name?
His name is Ember.
Ember, does he have a last name? Does he...
Oh god, what's Bailey's last name?
I have this. I
Melatonin.
have this.
Melatoa? Melatoa? Maya? Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Very well. As he writes down... He doesn't, but one of the stewards is writing all this down as you guys are talking. Well, then
And-
what would you have us do?
Well, no matter what, I was asked by Bahamut,
I was asked by Gond and Sa.
and
New to me, but
we each have a stake in this on trying to make sure that the elder evils don't come back and that it prevents the old god from returning, the one that created this Velskar. So no matter what, that's what we're gonna do. And we thought maybe it should be smart to have the capital know, to have the kingdom know, that this is happening.
What?
There's a bug that's
There's
flying
a little
around.
mouse.
Yeah, there's a little bug that
All I
keeps
saw
flying
was you
around.
just like at the same time. Like, what the fuck is
Guys,
wrong?
it's like,
How much did you drink? Shit, boy.
that's not snoring over there.
The king kind of looks you up and down. After a few moments, the queen kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and kind of whispers into his ear something.
wait. Oh no, I don't have that ability. Darn it! I almost took observant.
After a few moments, the king kind of looks at you guys again. I'm not going to say that I believe you, but there has been a few things that don't add up, and you filled in a few of those gaps. Now, what is it that you want from us? You've delivered a letter.
Mm-hmm.
You will be paid for said delivery.
Fuck you.
Nice. as he kind of sees the excitement in some of you. The only thing I can honestly give is maybe some information about what's going on outside of this area.
Whatever you can tell us that can help us.
I will not be disclosing it, as I am not supposed to know some of this.
But you're the king.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Plausible deniability.
due to political issues, if word were to get out that I know some of the things that are going on in different nations, it could cause problems. Understand? Now,
No,
my
but we'll say yes.
my
I'll explain later.
This is
guard captain will escort you to a more enjoyable rooms to stay in for the evening, where if someone were to debrief you on certain things, so be it. Tomorrow in the morning I will have your payment ready for you, and whatever you would like to do with the information that you get, that is completely up to you. We have things that we have to take care of, as the areas that you mentioned going dark aren't the only problems. And he stands up, and if you'll excuse me.
Was there anything, before you leave, was there anything that you would like us to say back to Shasta when we see him?
I'm glad he's doing well and hasn't killed anyone yet.
Insight check. Let me see if those are his true emotions.
Go ahead.
Oh. I think it's a 15. Yeah, it's 15.
It's a 15.
Is
I
he
rolled
even
a
in the
4.
room? No.
No, you feel that those are not his true emotions. That he has deeper feelings for Shasta, but he can't show them.
Is the young kid, is he leaving too?
She
Or
is still there, as well as the queen.
Okay.
As he gets up and he leaves.
As he leaves, I'll be like, you should not be disappointed, or otherwise look down on Shasta. He is a good kid, but he needs some help up there. He is very misguided. He had some ghost of a wizard inside of the Firbolg telling him what to do, sacrificing people.
Shasta
He means
is
well, but he needs help.
an individual who made his own issues, and as such, he must clean them up on his own. The issues that's going on with his town in my area will be dealt with. And then he continues to leave, walks out of a separate room door that is off to the side that you guys did not come in. The queen and the young cheetah-looking individual stayed behind. And that is where we'll end tonight's session, picking that up next week.